So guys, like the vid, subscribe, smash the like button, smash the like button, like the vid, guys, like the vid, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, guys. We're gonna be talking about Mason Mount, potential number 7 JC, the iconic number United. We're gonna be talking about pulisic, a done deal to AC Milan. It's gonna do his medical this weekend, and it will be announced potentially Monday or Tuesday. We're also gonna be talking about Luis Enrique slash Mbappe and all the combination and everything. We're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be like a two topic in terms of making it one about Mbappe and Luis Enrique. We're gonna talk about Arda Guler, the new signing for Real Madrid, the young prodigal son for Real Madrid. We're also going to talk about Andre Onana to Manchester United and David De Gea also leaving as a free agent. We're going to talk about Rice, Declan Rice, Julian Timber, and Cesar Azpilicueta leaving Chelsea. A lot to discuss when it comes to football. And lastly, we're going to talk about Mauricio Pochettino's um, press conference he spoke about on Friday, and he spoke today also, in which I love what he spoke about. Sure. Like the vid, like the vid, like the vid, like the vid, like the vid. Subscribe, smash the like button. Get that freaking likes up. Like that damn vid. Subscribe, smash the like button, my people. Smash that like button. Like the vid, like the vid. Subscribe, smash the like button. Let's go, my people. Let's go. Yo, my people, I wanna didn't like the video, subscribe, smash the like button, get that freaking likes up, get that likes up, guys, get that freaking likes up. But firstly, we're gonna discuss, we have to talk about it. Messi Mount to Manchester United is the done deal, and it's gonna be giving the iconic number 7 jersey. So that's gonna be a big jersey to wear. Ronaldo, Cantona, David Beckham,
Brian Robson, yeah.
So many of them have wear. It's gonna be a very tough number to wear, but let's have that discussion. Tom, as a United fans, Messi Mount is giving the iconic number 7 jersey. Are you worried? What are you expecting from Messi as a player, and also that jersey number? Does it worry you, or like, okay, let's see how it goes?
I mean, in terms of the actual jersey number, if I'm being honest, like, there's two ways you can look at it. The thing with, Manchester United is, at our club, the number 7 shirt, it's almost like a Galactico shirt. It's that sort of weight. For example, when Real Madrid, we know around the sort of signings that they make with Galactico sort of signings and things like that. That's normally the sort of player that you'd see wear the number 7 shirt for Manchester United.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when in recent years we've had the players, Cavani, for example, who's took on that shirt, and really in that first season, I think there was obviously a bit of a curse. That's the one thing that we'd always said, that there was a curse on the shirt. But the last two players that wore it, in Cavani and Ronaldo, I don't really think that they was too bad, really, in terms of that. And look, I look at it from the perspective of, it's a shirt number. That's all I'm looking at right now. The Man United of old, the players that have worn that shirt and the legacy of that shirt, your Cantonas, your Brian Robsons, your Beckhams, like it's a different era. And I do look at Mason Mount, and I think it is a precious situation for him because at the end of the day, there is a history and the legacy behind the number and what that means at the football club. But I also look at that and think for him as a player, really coming to Manchester United, and I don't know if it's he's requested that number or the club have just given him it. I don't know, but even just to accept the shirt as its own, I think it is. It takes some balls, really, for somebody to do it because not a lot of young players at Manchester United have done it. Jadon Sancho came to the football club and he didn't take the number 7 shirt when there was an opportunity to do so. You know, Garnacho is another player who, coming through the ranks as a young player, a lot of people thought was going to get the number 7 shirt, and it didn't happen. So
keep talking. I'll be back. I want to get something else.
yeah. Well, so I just think with Mason Mount, it gives a bit of a different. It gives a bit of a different feel, really, because I just think the pressure's been taken away in terms of the actual shirt and what it actually means for Manchester United as a football club. Because look, we've had the great sort of players who have won in the past, and some of them who have come to Manchester United in the present and have done decently well in a short space of time. Cristiano Ronaldo on his return, did quite well, and Cavani in that first season that he came to Manchester United did well really when he had the shirt as well. So there has been key ground lines, I guess, in terms of the number 7, but I also think sometimes you have to move on from the past, and I think especially when we've given the number to somebody who it was unexpected for us to give it to. I mean, there was other players that I think could have got the shirt ahead of Mason Mount if he wasn't to have got it. There was, I think, Garnacho, one of our young players who's destined really to be a superstar. I think there was a conversation to be had there, and you can say the same for other players, Sancho and others. There is a conversation there in terms of Mason Mount as a player. I've always liked Mason Mount as a player based upon what he gives to the team, and I think he's a team player. I don't think he's a superstar or he acts that sort of way or that's what he's going to be. I think he's more of a well-rounded player in terms of he'll do a job and he'll do whatever the manager's instructions are in terms of a team. And at Manchester United, listen, we've had the superstars who have tried to evolve and make Manchester United something. We've had the Ibrahimoviches, the Falcaos, the Pogbas. The list is endless and it goes on. But we've never really just bought smart or bought considerably well players who fit a team or fit a system. And I've always used the phrasing that a team will always outdo a group of individuals. And as we've seen when it comes to actually building a team and being successful, Manchester City are really the proof of that. You've built a team that can, play together. It developed brilliantly together over a number of years, and then they've won the treble as a team and as a unit. So I think the Mason Mount it gives something to a lot of. It gives something new to the midfield that we haven't had. I think we've had obviously with Casemiro being at the age that he's at as well. We need a couple of players in midfield who can do the legwork really to cover around the pitch and do the miles. And I think Mason Mount is a perfect player for that. But also the creativeness that he brings us. Really, it's almost as if we're getting the sort of signing that we would have got when we've had Eriksen in the team, really. But you're just giving somebody with fresher legs and somebody who can get about the pitch, I think, a little bit better than Christian Eriksen at this stage of his career anyway. And with Mason Mount, look, it's not my preferred signing that I would have personally made, but I think most of all, it's one that our manager has wanted with Ten Hag. I think with Mason Mount, it was a key player that he'd looked at for years, ever since when he was at Ajax. He'd looked at the player. When he was at Vitesse before he went on loan with Frank Lampard at Derby, he was a player that had always been on Erik Ten Hag's sort of mind and radar. So, for a manager to look at a player for that long, they must be, reassured of around what they can do with that player. And, even looking at it from other perspectives, I mean, Manchester United wasn't the only club that was interested in Mason Mount. Arsenal, Arteta after the season that they've just had there, they were looking at Mason Mount and trying to bring him in. Klopp at Liverpool, where I thought personally that he would have probably been maybe better in terms of their style of play, but we are where we are, and with Mason Mount, I think he's a good player, and I think he does have the potential to express himself at a higher level, but I don't really see the pressure that has to be put on the number 7 shirt. Yes, it's a historical number, and it has some weight to it. But apart from having history and legacy, it's just another number really on the squad. And look, somebody's got to take it. And Mason Mount's had the balls to come into Manchester United and take on that responsibility. So good luck to him in my opinion. Anyway.
Guys, I'm back. Guys. My apologies, guys. My apologies. My apologies. Apologies, guys. Like what I was saying, the problem I'm kind of having is the iconic number 7 jersey is a very big jersey that Beckham, Bob Robson, Eric Cantona have wear, and I'm like, okay, if Mason is gonna be given this number, he has to perform much better as a number 7 jersey. My question is, was he given the jersey by Eric Ten Hag or the boardroom, or why was the jersey given? Because it's a very big iconic jersey, and if it doesn't live to the expectation of that jersey, I think there's gonna be a problem going forward. And I think the reason, this is my question now, was he given the jersey or was the jersey chosen by him? So it's a little bit dicey situation right now where there's a lot of problem. But like I said, it's tough because expectation has to be high for him as a player, as a United player, and apart from the expectation, what Ten Hag wants to play, the way he wants to play, I think Mason fit what he wants to play. But the big question now is, will he live up to the expectation of that number? Because that's an iconic number where that number has to perform very well. Ronaldo, Cantona, David Beckham, Bob Robson, a lot of players with that number. And either they perform very well or they became shambolic. Cavani also wear the number. He didn't perform very well with the level ones. Memphis Depay wear the number 2. It was very shambolic. So it depends on how they kind of look into it, because the number 7 iconic number needs to be a number that needs to be respected a lot when it comes to that situation. And I think now it depends on how we feel it, and in terms of, okay, what does the club want? In terms of, okay, we'll give you this number, we have an expectation for you, get this number, because that's an heavy number to have. But like I said, it depends. It depends on what they want going forward, and I think that could change going forward. Let's see how it goes in terms of United, because like I said, I'm not worried about Mason. I'm happy Mason has left. I don't care. his fan base can follow him to United. Like I said, that number is a big number because I've watched United for a very long time. Bob Robson, Cantona, Beckham, Ronaldo. Those numbers are big numbers. But like I said, it depends. There's like a lot of numbers. Like I said, it
Mm,
depends of the expectation United
mhm,
fans what you want from Messi. Messi is a good player. I rate him. Do I rate him
mm.
highly? No, because I believe he deserves to play. It deserves to do.
Do
He
you
needs
agree
to
though
do.
that he's got the potential to be better than he has been at Chelsea?
Yes, but the
Mm,
problem with Mason is his mentality, and I think because he's been injured, and I think he checked out since the Euro 2020. He's been checked out, and I think that's the reason. Because English player hype and everything is not been the
mm,
Mason we know 2 3 years ago. So that could be a problem in terms of the mentality. But that guy is a very fantastic player. Now it depends on what you want from him. What does Tenago want?
mm.
Does he want him to be a creative player, which I think is not a player? So do they want him to do they want him to press that? Yes, he can press, he can do that after and everything. But being a creative player is gonna be a big job for him, which I think Ten Hag will install in him. But now he's giving this number away. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. Damn. Tom, your take. Number. Do you think it's a big pressure for him, or do you think it's gonna be okay with the number?
I think I gave my thoughts before you left anyway, but I think I just at the end of the day, I think that the number obviously you've said about the history and the legacy behind it, but I look at it from two perspectives. I look at it from that perspective in terms of it's a historical number, but even in the short term, like players have had it and they've done well. They've not done exceptionally well. I'll be honest. Cavani that first season, I thought he was brilliant.
Memphis Depay.
Depay, meh, I'm not too sure around that. But Ronaldo, when he came back, I think was pretty decent. He was, he took on, his old shirt, I think, pretty well. And I mean, we've had players at the football club who could have taken it, in my opinion, probably before Mason Mount has. Jadon
Mhm.
Sancho, was one of those players who was probably earmarked to get it. Garnacho, I think, as a young player, potentially he could have took it on, but
Mhm.
I don't know because I don't really want to put too much pressure on a young player like that. But I do look at it from the perspective of, it's a historical number, but I also do see it from the point of view of it's just a number now to Manchester United.
Mhm.
The sort of legacy behind that shirt has faded really over the last couple of years because I can't really remember the last time we had a player who wore the number 7 shirt who won a major trophy or was a superstar success. I can't really remember it. Probably going as far back as Cristiano Ronaldo, even the first time round.
Mhm.
You know, I'm struggling from there really. Di Maria was underwhelming. We've had it with, as you say,
Cavani.
Depay.
Cavani.
Cavani was decent for that first season, but he didn't win anything. I think ultimately and overall, it is down to winning. And with Mason Mount as a player, I'm in agreement with you. I like him as a player. I think he's a good player. I think you know, for me, I think Mason Mount. I think there's a couple of players that I would have said at Chelsea where I just feel like they're at the wrong club and they're in the wrong environment. I think with Chelsea, it's a cesspit of you have to win here and now. Whereas with Manchester United, I think we're not so much we have to win here and now, but we're building so we can win in the future. And I think Mason Mount's one of those smart signings that you would bring in so that you can build in the future. And look, it wouldn't be the first time that a player's been at Chelsea and then they go somewhere else and be a superstar. You've been burnt enough times
Yeah,
if you don't have
I'm
like
not surprised.
KDB, Salah. Like it
It's not the
wouldn't
first time,
surprise
and
me.
it won't be the last.
No, it won't. It definitely won't be the last. I mean, the amount of players you're blowing out of the door at the moment. Let's be honest. A couple of them are bound to be superstars. But the only thing I'm saying with Mount is that I think he's a good player and I think he has the potential to go to higher levels. But we need to see him in a system that I think he's good with. And I
Mhm.
think when I said before you left around that Mikel Arteta wanted him to go to Arsenal. there was a reason why that sort of manager would want him, and they're going on this trajectory to win things. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, he wanted him, and we all agreed on here, ages ago when we were discussing Mount, that a lot of us, believe that Mount would have been best to go to Liverpool, and that sort of system that Klopp plays, I thought he would have been perfect for them. But even if he has, like I say, he's come to Manchester United, it's a player that our managers wanted. And I think it's always good to back your manager with what they actually want, rather than you just go and get them whoever. And I think with Mount, he gives you the energy that I say. And really, I think it's a regen version of what we have with Eriksen. Just Mason Mount will get around the pitch a lot better. But aside from that, I don't think it's a bad signing. And really, with the price that we paid, the one thing that I like about with us is, with Chelsea, we already know that you guys are a brilliant selling club. You get top dollar for really mediocre players, if we're being honest. The amount of money that I think you got £65 million for Kai Havertz and
70 million for Kai Havertz.
Yeah. Well, 70 million Kai Havertz. Like, the one thing that I liked about with us was, in the beginning you were demanding was 80 million for Mount.
Yeah, 87.
With 1 year on his contract, but we got you down to around 55, and then the 5. It's basically 60, but it's 55 because he has to win major trophies at United for you to get any more money. I think that's the add-on sort of terms for 5 million. So £55 million for Mount. I don't think it's an amazing deal. I don't think it's great for value. But considering what you guys were wanting in the beginning, I think when we've overpaid for players like we have done for, say, Harry Maguire's and stuff, I do think it's smart that we have negotiated at least you guys down in terms of the evaluation. But I don't know with Mount, because it divides opinion, because there's going to be a lot of Chelsea fans that are salty about it, let's be honest. Because he is one of your boys, but I think he's one of your... How can I say? He's one of your more renowned boys, isn't he? He's one of you that you... How can I say? It's pretty much the model that you thought you were going to get with Lampard, where they were going to stay forever. And you couldn't see them going to another club, but he has. But it remains to be seen if he'll be a success or not. But I think it is I think it's a smart signing for us for a change, rather than going for a superstar player that might not turn out to be great, and we might have his pants pulled down for the price that we pay for them.
Because for me, this is what I said. Mount divided the fan base a lot, which I'm not happy about, which I wanted him to come from a very long time. You either remain in Chelsea or you're out of the door. And like I've been saying it for a very long time. He's gone, his fan base can follow him there and support him, whatever they like. But like I said, he has to perform now. This is not under Chelsea shadow anymore. You have to go to... It's now in a big club where all eyes are on him. You have to perform. There is no excuse anymore. And if someone, when he has that pressure on him, can they perform? I'm not sure of that, because Chelsea is kind of a club where there's always a pressure. You have to win, which he knows. It's from Cobham. He knows the pressure that I have to go to a club where I have to perform. Now, he's in a club where, like you said, it depends on what United want to do. They want to win now, or are they building? Because if you are building around Mount, for me, I'm not sure.
I don't think we're building around Mount, because I think we're just adding to what we've already had, really. The problem with us is we've never had a good squad. Whereas I don't expect Mason Mount to play every single minute for Manchester United. Not at all, but I think there's games that he would suit playing as opposed to Eriksen, and I think vice versa, really. And I think when we need to break teams down, we need more creative midfielders. And I think Mason Mount is a creative player. Whether he's as good as what we've got, I don't think so. I don't think he's as creative as Eriksen or Bruno Fernandes. But to still have another creative option there that can create chances, I think it is a smart signing. But the problem with us is we're bringing in another creative player, but we don't actually have a number 9 right now. That's the problem with us.
I think you're going for this Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Højlund, but 20 years old again. Like it, I don't know. It's different.
Because the amount of money Atlanta wants to get is a lot of money.
We're not going to pay that sort of money anyway. Right? I think we're looking at around 50 million. If I'm being,
I don't think Atlanta will sell for that amount of money.
Well, I don't think we're going to pay over if I'm being honest, with how Man United work, even when we do overpay for players, I'd be shocked if we went over £60 million for him. I really would. Because you're paying nearly more than what Man City paid for Haaland. And there is a difference. The problem with this kid is, as far as I'm aware, I think he's only got 24 career goals.
Yeah.
I think he's got 4 for Denmark. I could be wrong. I think he's got
he just clocked 20 though.
4 for Denmark, and then I think he barely scored 10 this year for Atalanta. And then I think he played another professional season and he scored a couple of goals. But apart from that, he divides opinion. I understand with us because of how we are with the budget right now and the ownership situation. I understand that we can't blow money away for fun on an Osimhen or a Kane. But if you're going to bring in this young kid, I want us to bring in someone experienced with him. That's the problem. Even if it's just a short-term, fix-up or job-up, I'm really not too bothered. If it's somebody who's got at least a bit of pedigree and a bit of experience about them, I really don't care. Like, the way that I would have looked at it, if we brought in such as Højlund, I don't mind bringing in him if he's going to be the number 9 and you've got Rashford, Martial, who can interchange and they can switch around playing striker. But then we need another attacker at least as well. Like... And for me, I was shocked with you guys when you didn't try and buy Felix permanently. Because I think Felix is a versatile forward. He can play anywhere.
The board wanted to, but Pochetino said no. That he already has.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I just think Felix, though, because he can play anywhere across the front line, I think in terms of right here and now, if we're going for this kid, getting someone like a Felix on loan, I don't really think that's a bad solution. Because then you have two attacking players who, really, we don't have a Harry Kane or a Haaland that's going to score us 30 goals. But I'm hoping that a lot of our attackers can chip in with 10, 15 apiece. Rashford, 10, 15 apiece. Martial, Højlund.
Can he stay fit? Can Martial stay fit? That's a key problem.
Well, we've nicked... we've got the head of, I think it's sports science the doctor from Arsenal, Gary O'Driscoll, he nearly went to Liverpool. I think it was in 2020 beforehand. And in terms of Arsenal, when you look at their the season that they've just had, where they missed out on the league, barring the injury that they had to Saliba, which ruled him out pretty much toward the end of the season, I can't remember Arsenal having any major injuries. Can you? No, and I think having somebody like that's good at your football club if they can they know how to rehabilitate players properly, or they know how to keep players fit in terms of what they can do and what they can't. So bringing somebody like that in with those expertise, I think it's good for us. But even with Martial, I mean, it's difficult because there's a lot of players for us that we want to get rid of, but we're just not getting any offers for them. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's going to keep them till the season finishes. So we'll see though. Mount, no, because it's given the iconic number now, where the expectation on the United fans and the expectation now you have to perform with that number. And if it doesn't perform, a lot of fan base will have a go at him. Not even at him, at the manager who brought in him. And thank God it's not Chelsea business anymore. I'm out of the business. And that's it. I'm happy. Let me quickly read this shot. Came and said, big up Abdullah, Tom, Poch is the guy, relax. Came and relax. Mason Mount running down the wings and midfield. The Naga saved my life. Came and relax. But Tom, was he hit the club that offered the number, or did Mason ask for it?
I think we offered him there. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we offered him there.
But I was told Ten Hag was the one that told them to give him the number 7 jersey.
It might have been. I don't know.
Is Mason Mount as creative as Eriksen? No. I get about the legs.
No.
Attacks, but creative, I'm not sure.
No, I don't
Mount
think he's as creative.
Onana, great signing. Meanwhile, we have Dakatami and Levi started Cowell. Both for every relax. Kiman also said, Tom, we sold no matter. Mason is no matter. And comparing his situation to KDB and Salah is a stretch.
I haven't actually compared it. I just used it as an analogy that when you sell a player that you guys have completely written off as a lost cause, they can go somewhere else and they can be a superstar. They're
Yeah,
just two examples.
I get you, but
The problem with those two players is though they peaked a bit later on in their career, didn't they?
yeah, they do.
They didn't peak
But
as
because they
young
went to different
players.
clubs and they came back to the Premier League and
That's what I
performed.
mean. They went. Well, KDB went to, was it Wolfsburg, I think, and
Wolfsburg, while Salah went to
Salah was Roma, I
Roma,
think.
Florentina, Basel,
Florentina, Roma, and then
Basel,
Liverpool.
no
Basel,
Basel.
sorry,
Yeah,
Liverpool as
then
well.
before Liverpool, yeah, different loan, different system, and everything before they could come back. Yeah, fair enough. We'll see, though. But best of luck to him. We'll see. I think we'll play you guys next year at Stamford Bridge, right?
Yeah, I think the
first match is at Old Trafford.
I'll have a look.
Is in November. I think it's in November, if I'm not mistaken. I think we'll play you guys first in November at Old Trafford. Then
we'll have a look.
I think at Stamford Bridge, you guys play us in April with Stamford Bridge. I think.
Yeah. 3rd of April. Yeah.
3rd of April. So if I'm not mistaken, you play us at Stamford Bridge in April. So it's okay. We can cope with that. I'm not angry. We can cope with that. I can manage that because even if it's gonna get booed, I don't think it's gonna get booed by Chelsea's fans because Chelsea fans like him. It also depends on the perspective of the Chelsea fan base that is traveling to Old Trafford to play how do I put it? The Chelsea fans traveling to Old Trafford to kind of play with to support the club, the players. So it depends. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna get booed. It's gonna be a very dicey situation because of the players played with, and there's gonna be a lot of angriness, people pissed off. So we'll see. But we'll see. Like I won't get first. When we play you guys in November, I'm gonna be like, okay, I got you.
November we play is fine. In December as well.
Is it in December or November?
The Stamford Bridge game's in April.
But the Old Trafford is in
the Old Trafford game, I think, is on the 6th of December.
6th of December. Oh, interesting. It's still far away.
Well, we could still play each other in the cup or whatever. You never know.
That's true. Carabao Cup, FA Cup. That's possible.
We could still play each other and
we can play you guys we can play like 4 times in a row this season. It's possible.
I mean, we're not going to play. We're not going to play you in Europe, though, are we?
I can see that happen because of Mason Mount. We can see Chelsea play United a lot of time, and I hate it. I hate that to happen. I don't like it because this FA stuff, they know how to do this stuff where they can just play us together. Carabao Cup quarterfinal, Chelsea United. FA Cup quarterfinal, Chelsea United. Imagine that Premier League match, Chelsea United. I don't like that because I think for me that's gonna be like intention. I've seen that under Mourinho when we won the league. We play you guys way too much. I'm like, what's going on, man? Chelsea United. I'm like, what is going on? And then when you guys have Alex Ferguson, it was Chicharito and Andes. I don't like that guy. That guy finished us. Oh Lord. Chicharito, I don't like that guy.
You didn't like him, did you?
No. That guy.
He was an underrated player, I think.
Oh my God, that guy finished us.
Him and Jason Park as a midfielder. Oh, night and day.
Lord have mercy. That guy, when we went to play night, I'm like, is Chicharito play? If that guy, I'm like, oh my God. So I don't want to do Chicharito. I do not want to, because I knew he's gonna score, regardless of how you play him.
Yeah,
Chicharito and Andes will find a way to score.
But when we was in that sort of era, we had 2 strikers. We had like the Rooneys and the Chicharitos. We had the Chicharitos, Van Persies. Now we're struggling to even have one. That's the problem with us. But if we did the sort of recruitment that say you guys have done with Nicholas Jackson, I think it is, isn't it? The young lad there, like if he turns good, you've saved yourself well over 80 to 100 million pounds in the market on a number 9.
Yeah.
But the problem with you guys, if you guys have been burnt with number 9s for so many years now.
Yeah.
Like you had it with Lukaku, you've had it with Morata. Apart from Costa, really, you're struggling to come up with a good striker for you guys in the last few years, really. But the problem with you guys is by getting somebody like that who's really a low risk sign, if it works, it works. If you don't, well, you'll probably still find some way to get your money back for him.
Yeah.
You know how Todd Bowley's working. You'll just ship him to Saudi Arabia or something, won't you?
Relax.
There's something dodgy going on there. I'm telling you now.
Relax.
There's
for
some
me,
dodgy deal with the Sauds.
Because of Messi now, I can see Chelsea playing United a lot of time. With Ten Hag will be pissed off, Pochettino will be pissed off. Why are we playing you guys every day? Carabao Cup quarterfinal or semis, Chelsea United. FA Cup quarterfinal, Chelsea United. I'm like, what is going on? What the heck is going on here? This is like, I can see it. I've seen it happen before. This is CPL. I've seen this bullshit happen before. So, am I kind of warm up with it? Yes, in as much as I don't want to even see United play until April, we're gonna see a lot of Mount Chelsea. Now it's not gonna be like, all right. Remember when we were playing under Tuchel, then when we played Liverpool so much time.
Yeah.
We played them in the league.
In the two cup finals.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
FA Cup, Carabao Cup. I'm like, what is going on here?
Well, you always drew against them, didn't you? You never.
Exactly. I'm like, what is going on?
When was the? I could be wrong. When was the last time Liverpool or Chelsea actually won?
No, it's been long.
You drew both of the finals, apart from going to penalties.
Mm-hmm.
I think you drew the two league games as well that season.
We did, yeah.
You drew this season as well. You always draw. You never win.
Yeah.
All Liverpool never win in those games. I think they beat you was it 2-0 one season?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. It might have been the season that they won the league or not. I could be wrong, but you don't ever find a way to beat them. I can't remember the last time that you beat them, apart from that cup game with what was the guy's name? That Rick Gilmore and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When you played a bunch of youngsters.
the Carabao Cup.
The Carabao Cup. I think that was the last time that I recall you beating them, but it's a while ago.
We'll see, though. Next one, let's talk about him, because another player I have an expectation for, which kind of hasn't lived out of the expectation, and is annoying the heck out of me because he's always injured, not always staying fit. I'm like, this guy has a potential, but he's always getting injured. I'm like, if you're gonna be getting injured every day, you can help off to this team. You can help off. And finally, it's going to AC Milan. Everything is done. It's here we go. Christian Pulisic will join AC Milan for the fee of 25 million euro, whatever you call it in pounds. He will join AC Milan, and he will move to Milan to play in the Serie A. My question to you, Tom, is, as Pulisic is up to the expectation, and in going to Milan, can we see the Pulisic we saw in the World Cup, the Pulisic we saw in the Champions League when we won it, under Lampard? Can we see the same Christian Pulisic back? Because I know there's a talent in that guy.
Yeah,
he's just not consistent enough. Can we see that?
I don't. With because you'll know this better than I do.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of injuries does he get? Like, is it impact injuries?
Hamstring injury. I think sometimes but it's a lot of hamstring injury.
Are they impact injuries though? Are they, he just he pulls it himself or whatever?
Yes, he pulls up injury. Yes.
So if he gets bashed about or roughed up a bit, he doesn't normally get injured that way.
I think he gets roughed up a bit because it's someone that is an acceleration player where he loves to dribble a lot.
Right. Okay. No, I'm just asking that anyway because I think going to Serie A, we know the physicality of that league, and I don't think if he's bad in terms of getting an impact injury, I think it's probably a bad move in terms of the league, maybe not the club, but I mean, this guy he divides opinion. It's another tricky one because you as you say, the potential's there to be, boom, like he can be a brilliant player for your team, but I think consistency is a problem, but just as much as fitness. And when you're not fit enough to play, I could be wrong. I don't know with Pulisic. Has he even played 5-6 games in a row consistently?
I don't think he's done that because he's an injury-prone player where there's no consistency in him. And people might say, change of manager, I understand
It's difficult, though. It's difficult because if he doesn't have those run of games, you can't really judge him.
Yeah, but that's
That's
my problem with him now. When he has those kind of games, and instead of after having those kind of games, we expect okay now Pulisic kick on now, give us more, show us you can do this, you can do that. But my problem with that is after those kind of games, we're kind of enjoying him, then he kind of fall off and started getting in. I'm like, what the heck is going? That's why I created that name for him, American endorsement, because in America, Pulisic hardly get injured when it comes to American match, American soccer football. But when it comes to club level, I'm like, there is talent in this guy. Why is he getting injured consistently? I'm confused. This guy can actually play football, but can he stay fit? That is my issue because it's all boils down to consistency with Christian Pulisic. That is my problem with him. If he can stay fit, that guy can be the one of the best, if not the best player, because he's that good of a player. But my problem with him, it does not stay fit. He doesn't. That's my problem. Now he's going to AC Milan where he's not as fast paced as the Premier League, where I think he will play very well. But the way they tackle the attackers in this in Ligue 1, in Serie A, Lord have mercy. So that's my a little bit of difficulties when it comes to playing. He's a talented player, but he hasn't showed enough consistency for me where I can say, okay, I'm gonna give him a little bit of high rating and say, okay, go to Syria, show us what you can do, and give it all. But right now, we have to wait and see. But great move for him going to AC Milan, but he has to be consistent, and he has to show that he's consistent enough to play week in and week out, even in the UCL without getting injured. Can I see that happen? I'm not sure, but we'll see. Mr. Cow, Pulisic to AC Milan.
I think you've said it all. I mean, a boy has to play. He can't be sitting on the bench now. So, yeah, so the quicker he moves, the better. I mean, it's his job. His job is to play football. And so he goes to a place where he can play football. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Because the issue with all the fan base and all of us, people are coming at us, it's that we didn't give him much time. I'm like, Pulisic he's been injured a lot in Chelsea. He's not consistent enough. He's not. So we are coming to a Premier League.
It's hard. I mean, who signed him? Which manager signed him?
It was under the Lampard.
Well, no, Lampard inherited him. Who signed him? You know,
I think it was under Sarri, but Lampard inherited him.
Exactly. So he's gone Sarri, Lampard. Who else? He got Tuchel, and then now it's Potter, and then I mean, come on, 5 different managers. Guys got to leave. I mean, you go through 5 different managers, you can't get it run in the team, then you need to leave and find a place where you are welcome. Simple. You know, I don't have a problem. The guy made the right decision. Very, very simple. You can't go through 5 different managers and you don't get a run in the team. Something's wrong.
I agree. But because I know there's a talent in this guy. There is talent in him. There is a talent in him. But can he get a run of game where he's consistent? I'm not sure of that. That I have a question mark on that.
He will play at Milan. He will play at AC Milan now. He will play. There's no doubt he will play.
I know. But can he be consistent enough without getting injured? I'm not sure.
I think he will be. I mean, who knows? You know, maybe part of injury too is your mindset. If your mind is not settled, you're not happy. Your body also feels that as well. Everything works together. You know, you can't. If your mind, you're not happy with your playing time, you're not happy with what's going on. It affects you, or affects your play, or your body, physicality, affects all that stuff. Your balance, everything is affected. So maybe if he goes where he can be appreciated, maybe he'll be more fitter.
And also, football is all about confidence. And I think as long as he's confident, I think he will play very well. But all everybody's demanding for in America is he has to be consistent. Because everybody wants to see the Pulisic, the first Pulisic that first joined Chelsea, the Pulisic under Tuchel, the USA Pulisic. You want to see that Pulisic shine up. He's 24. So we want to see that Pulisic shine up in it, being like biggest stars in America because they rate him very highly in America. So he's the captain in America. So they want to see more of him in terms of show us what you get. Can you be consistent? Can you take us where we want you to take us to in terms of taking us forward, giving us that joy, happiness, consistency. Well, we'll see though. We'll see. Quick take, Mr. Cow. Mount given the iconic number 7 jersey. I think.
Not just a foolish boy. You're a foolish boy. I'm sorry. That's just foolish. I mean, the guy's going to flop. We all know he's going to flop. He's not. I'm sorry. I mean, this is what United have become, right? Almost a laughing stock. I mean, seriously, you give Mount the number 7 jersey. Are you serious? Come on. I never rated the guy. I still don't rate him. I don't think he's going to deliver anything. It's just an average English player who just runs around with the headless chicken. I've seen nothing in the guy. So I don't know. I'm not impressed with the guy at all.
But giving him number 7 jersey is a little bit.
I've never been impressed with the guy, frankly. I just don't rate him at all. At all. Does nothing. I don't see what he does. They say high press to do what? When you high press, you're supposed to high press to win the ball back and give the ball to somebody else. How many goals does he score? Doesn't score enough goals in that position. What's going to play? Number 8?
Yeah,
right, so you're going to play number 8 against.
Most of United they're going to play like a Casemiro and true number 8.
No, they can't do that. Now, United are not going to play Casemiro as number 6. They'll get killed. They'll get destroyed. They can't play Casemiro as number 6 against in the Premier League now. If United fans think they're going to play Casemiro as a number 6 and play 4-3-3, they'll get destroyed in the midfield. That guy doesn't have the legs anymore. That's why he left him. That's why Madrid got rid of him. He can't play single number 6. When he tried it against Crystal Palace, he got a red card. How many red cards did he get playing the single number 6? Can't do it. CDMs don't try to play number 6. Rodrigue doesn't play number 6 because he has somebody next to him. They can't play single number 6, so you get killed. And in the Premier League, good luck to him. Ain't happening. There are too many delusional football fans in this world, in this Twitter and this app now. There's too many delusional. We don't think. We don't use our brain. We see a signing. We say, we like the signing. It's good, better than anybody else. There was one United fan that told me the other day that Mount is the best signing coming out of Chelsea in the past 10 years. I said, what are you talking about?
Excuse me? Whoa.
Seriously. Seriously. I'm not a Chelsea fan, but come on, man.
No. There's another.
Where's football gone? Where has football gone? Where's the adult conversation we're going to have? Play Casemiro as symbol number 6 against the likes of Liverpool and City. You're going to play Casemiro as single number 6. You get killed. You get destroyed. There's no way he plays single number 6 and with Mount and what's his name, Bruno Fernandes as a 2-8. They'll get destroyed in the midfield. All I'll do is play a 3-box-3 now. I'll number them in midfield. They can't touch the ball. They're going to run around their heads cut off. Nah, come on. Let's talk football. Where's Blue Eyes? Where's Abdul? Let's talk football.
They are coming. But him being, I don't see him being that guy that told you that is like he's delivering.
Abdullah, when I was on holiday recently in an island called Curacao. Curacao is near South America. It's a Dutch island, right? So all the Netherlands people, that's where they go to. So I was on the beach, drinking a bottle of beer. This guy comes up to me. I'm wearing my City shirt, right? He comes up to me. He says, "Congratulations on winning the league, everything else, the Champions League." He talks about finally that Pep won it. And I asked him his name, told me his name. He asked me who he was. He said he's one of the academy directors for Ajax in the Netherlands. And he's here on holidays. He was here with his family or something, right? So I asked him. I said, "What do you think about Eric Ten Hag?" You know, this guy told me. He first all rolled his eyes. He said, "Ten Hag is a guy that doesn't know what he's full of hot air, and he doesn't know what he wants to do. Doesn't have a clear philosophy of what he wants to do." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said he doesn't know what he wants to do. You know, and this is an Ajax academy director who I was asking for his opinion on this guy. So I don't know. I mean, this is the guy that played last year. Didn't win one away game to his rivals. Not one. No,
wow.
Not one away game to his rivals.
Wow.
You know, he'll blow 7-0, 6-3, 4-0. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, United fans think they're gonna play Casemiro as a number 6.
That's what I hear again. Casemiro,
they'll get destroyed. I guarantee you.
In the 4-3.
Omano Kisa.
That's what we are hearing, though. That's what the talk is.
No. Most teams now don't play single 6s in the Premier League now. All of them are playing double 6s. They're all playing double 6s. Why? Because of the energy in the midfield, the passing, the aggression. You play single 6
even
now.
the running, because in the Premier League is all full of running.
Yeah, you can't play single. You can't do it. Since you don't play the single 6 now, Liverpool don't play single 6 anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
You gotta run. See, running. So, Premier League is all about run. You gotta run. You have no choice. You have to run because if you don't run, if you don't have intensity, you're gonna get bamboozled out. So you gotta keep running. It's
No,
very important.
give me 15 minutes. I'll be back. I'm doing some shopping for my kids.
Okay. Because Premier League is all about running. So if you don't run, you're gonna get killed. That's what I'm saying. But it also depends though, because for me, it also depends though, because like I said, it's tough, but we'll see though. We'll see. Jeeps still getting cooked. Who is still getting cooked? Jeeps. Is it Chelsea getting cooked or United getting cooked? You haven't, like, I'm confused. Who is getting cooked? Is it United? Is it Chelsea? Who is getting cooked? Like, kind of who is getting cooked? You gotta tell us who is getting cooked, bro. Is it United? Is it Chelsea? Who is getting cooked? You haven't talked. Japes, you need to join the show one of these days. You've not been joining the show. People need to hear you, Japes. I know you're United fans, but Japes, you need to freaking join the show. Japes, join the show. You need to have a conversation with you. Come talk, man. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk football. Let's talk football. But Japes, you're not getting mountain cool. Yeah, back. Come back to the show. The link is in the description. Here's the link. Join the show, brother. Let's have a let's have footballing conversation. Join the show. Let's talk football. It's been long since people hear from you. So I think we need to hear from you, hear your opinion on some, apart from United show, other footballing topic. Let's hear your opinion. It's very good to hear your opinion. You have to take a break from football after that. You have no choice. You gotta take a break, man. I even took a break. Not just because of Man City, just because of the way things have been with Chelsea and football general. Football is beautiful and it's interesting because when your team is playing very well and you're winning, you have that mojo, you have that happiness, you have that joy watching your team play, feeling happy. But if your team is being lackluster, there's no way you're gonna feel happiness if your team is lackluster, man. So Lewicoa wasn't feeling money saying he's going back to it looked like someone that is very arrogant for me though. Very arrogant personality. Like I said, he's a young player, and I think as a young player, he needs to develop, and I think he will develop. He will develop. So it depends. I think Poch will have a conversation with him, and I think when the conversation is being held, we will surely know. I think there's a problem with Levi Kobe with his attitude and personality too. So I think he's demanding for Chelsea. He wants a guaranteed starter, and I'm like, no, you have to perform to get a guaranteed starter. I'm sorry, but the Achille is playing very well. If you want to outperform the Achille, you gotta play. Very simple. You gotta play. If you feel is superior enough, he can outshine by the Achille, Thiago Silva, and Fofana. Then play. Play for Chelsea and show you are good enough to outshine and outplay Banak Badashile. It's very simple. If you cannot do that, F off. You have to get sold. So I think Poch will have a conversation with him before they go to the preseason. And if Poch feels it's not the guy that is ready to play, he will get sold. He will. He will get sold. Chelsea needs to just put a sell-on clause back on whatever they want to sell him to. They have to put a sell-on clause on him. I think he will get sold. It depends. A lot of things going on with him, his personality and everything. I don't understand me, man. Yes, he isn't sold on staying. I think he has a lot of people in his ear, plus he's feeling himself. Yeah, I think he's feeling himself. It's too much arrogant and I don't like it, man. It is understandable. His career is first. Yeah, K-man, I understand that. But sometimes as a young player, you have to be humble sometimes. And you have to just put your head down and play football. And I think, as I said, majority of these English players, they are too arrogant and cocky for my liking. And they are getting to the stage where they are getting on my nerves really, really hard. They're too cocky for me, man. You haven't done anything that you demand. You are giving Chelsea a big demand. What the heck do you think you are? I'm confused. The heck do you think he is giving Chelsea ultimatum? giving Chelsea it doesn't make. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Simple. If you believe it's better than Badiashile, better than Fofana, better than Thiago Silva, he needs to play to outshine them. And for me, I don't even think it's better than Badiashile. I don't think so. Badiashile is a better player than him for me. I don't think it's better than Badiashile for me. I don't think so. I don't think so for me. It's like you said, Abdullah, it's very arrogant. We do not need that mentality at this club on people that want to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the conversation it's going to be having with Pochettino. I don't know how the competition will go. It depends on what they're going to be having because it is very, very pivotal to have that conversation with him. And after that conversation is being aired, we're going to know exactly what the heck is going on. We have to have that conversation because if we don't have it, how do we know what is going on? That conversation needs to be heard, man. That convo needs to be heard. We need to have that convo. Because that convo is not being heard, how do we know what is going on? We need to have that conversation, man. For me, it's too arrogant for my liking, and I think he hasn't played enough to be demanding so much from Chelsea. I think you just need to pipe down, calm yourself down, just calm down and play football. At least give us full entire season before you can start doing this bullshit, rubbish for me. So before you start doing this rubbish for me, James Caicedo news. Fabrizio said possibly this coming week we're gonna see. I think Brighton want 100 for him because of their clearance and everything, and I don't think they will get 100. But I think we'll come to a compromise between 85 to 90, between 80, 85, max 90. I think that's what we're gonna come to a compromise with. But let's see how it goes. That's how it goes. That's how we're gonna come to a compromise with between the region of 80, 85, 90, and I think that's what we're gonna come to a compromise with. But let's see. It depends, but let's see. That's conversation we're hearing from Fabrizio. So, but let's see. I think we will get him. That one, I'm confident about. We'll get him, but let's see. Someone I like very well. We'll see. But like I said, it depends. I don't like dealing with Brighton because Brighton are annoying me. They're an annoying piece of shit, man. That club, they're annoying me. But I understand it's their player. They want to make money off him. I don't blame them. But we'll see. I don't like the deal with Brighton because of what they've done. They finesse out a lot of time, but we are getting Caicedo. So we're going to play our game very well. We have to play our game very, very well. Jeep said, are we getting the first team striker or is Jackson the guy? I'm on 50-50 on this. I don't think we're getting a striker, and I think it depends. I think it also depends too. Are we getting a striker? I'm hearing so many names: Vlahovic, Lautaro Martinez. So many names is been popping up on the TL. I don't know which one to believe. I don't know, but we'll see. Are we getting a striker? Maybe, maybe not. Right now, I'm 50-50 on it. We're gonna wait and see. I'm not sure. Is Jackson the guy? Possibly. It might be. We'll see. It might be, and it might be Okunku. We might see. Keyman said Caicedo is not the be on end, but the signing is more about principle. One thing we have to get him. Abdullah, I have said it many times. I have no issues with Caicedo. My problem is with that team. Yeah, it's Brighton. My problem is also with Brighton too. Now, big up to you, Aiden. Big up. Shout out to you. Scammer organization Brighton. These donkeys have gotten too comfortable with us online. Do not like it. Even their fans online are arguing with us. That's my problem. But I think it reminds me of Borussia Dortmund and Ajax, where they develop player and they eventually sell them on high fee, especially Dortmund. So they kind of develop player, and when they develop those players, they sell them on high money. I don't think Caicedo worth 100. I don't think he worth 80. I think max Moise Caicedo worth is 50-55. That's max. I'm even going on ahead and say max. And I think that's what they worth though. Max, that's what they worth. I don't think he worth 100. I don't think he worth 80. But I think he 50-55 for me is what I'm gonna pay for Moise Caicedo. Paying 100 for him? That's too much. But he is a very talented player. Someone I rate very, very highly. Very, very highly. I rate him highly. And I've been keeping my eye on him very well. He can play in a possession-based system, and he can also play in a counter-attacking system. But I still need him to develop more. Brighton is there is scammer of a club where I don't want to deal with them, but you gonna when a player like I said, you cannot miss a player like him. You cannot miss it. Like him, you cannot. He's a very good player. His ceiling is very high. I rate him very highly. But we'll see. Brighton, there is scammer, man. Abdullah, you have to add the new King Charles tags. That is like 30 to 40 on max. Caicedo is not in English, so I don't think that tax goes to Caicedo. I think that's an English player. Someone also said, shout out to you. If we are unable to sign Caicedo, we will be our starting midfielder with our current squad. And what are we going to be? I'm gonna be worried because now, if we don't sign him, we have to look. Maybe we are looking into Enzo Gallagher, Chukwuemeka. That's big. Oga Blue Eyes, how you doing now? Are you there, Blue Eyes?
Abdullah.
Yes, brother. How you doing?
Abdullah, how far, man?
I don't want to come back home. I don't come back home.
I would have welcome.
I think I can go greet wife for house now. A good line. I can do all
Of course. Of course, man.
But I'll be back. I want to do something. I'll be back.
No problem. Jibs, my brother. I see you. Jibs, my brother. Kiman, I see you, my people. Everybody in the comments, good evening, man. So much to talk about, so little time. So much to talk about. I hope you guys had a great, it's been a minute. I hope you guys have had a great 2 weeks so far.
We have a great.
Let's chop it up tonight, man. Let's talk
football.
Let's talk football.
Firstly, before we talk about the next one, give me your take on Mason Mount iconic number 7 jersey. Will he live up to the expectation, or is it too big for him?
You know why I'm laughing.
I know.
You and I. Actually, where's and Kiman? You, myself, and Kiman.
Yeah.
We had a debate. Kiman, remind me, you're in the comments. I think it was almost, I don't know, 2 months ago. You guys said Mason Mount he's not going to get more than 200 grand. No team will give him 350. No, he's out of his mind if any team gives him 3. He gets 250. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
He gets 250 from Man U plus 50,000 in what? He gets 250. Don't say 250, Abdullah. He got 50,000 extra in bonuses. He collects 300k. Not only that, Abdullah, Manchester United rolled the proverbial red carpet. Folks in the comment section, we'll talk about this. I don't want to take this lightly. Mason Mount is gone. He's not ours anymore. I don't want to be talking about Mason Mount anymore, but it's very important to understand how one man's meat is another man's poison and vice versa. One man's poison could be another man's meat.
Yep.
Listen, I don't know if you guys remember when you see that kind of orientation for Mason Mount's indoctrination into the Manchester United shrine was painful. I couldn't believe Mason Mount is going to be wearing red.
He is wearing red, brother.
And when I saw that red jersey on Mason Mount, I'm like, fuck, it fucking looks good on him too, brethren. You understand? Excuse my French.
Exactly.
But like I said, this is let bygones be bygones. Mason Mount is not ours anymore. But I think it's very important that we learn a lesson from this. Which big team with their right mind will roll a red carpet for somebody that was considered chopped liver at Chelsea? I need to leave you with that question. Which team? Because, guys, I don't know if you guys understand. Manchester United rolled the red carpet for Mason Mount. Did you see Ten Hag in front of the camera? You see what he was telling Mason Mount, Abdullahi?
I saw him with a picture when he was doing the signing contract.
Mason Mount. No, you didn't see anything yet. You need to go and see more. There's one video where Ten Hag was welcoming Mason Mount and said, "I want you to be one of the most important players on this team." You understand? And then on top of that, I haven't talked about number 7 now. Manchester United fans, where are you? That number 7 number is huge. Eric Cantona, Rico, Cantona,
Beckham,
Orororo,
Ronaldo, yeah.
Orororo,
And I think Bob Robson also
St. David Beckham. And then you have a kid who doesn't even have Manchester hereditary. He doesn't even have any kind of so-called Manchester DNA. Come in and basically take a slice of history on first day in the job. So that says a lot. Whether or not it's too big for Mason Mount, it doesn't matter. I've said it on this stream and I'll say it again. No matter how you want to think about Mason Mount is very ambitious. Listen, Chelsea fans wanted Mason Mount to end up at Crystal Palace so that they will be happy. They wanted Mason Mount to end up at maybe Fulham. They'll say, hey, that's where he belongs. But no! Mason Mount said, yo, listen, since I come into the Premier League, I want to keep playing Champions League. That's what Mason Mount. And guess what? Mason Mount hasn't missed a Champions League schedule since he came into the Premier League. Let that sink in. That's ambition. So he's gone. He's not part of us anymore. Meche, miss you, bro. But when you play against us, we're going to beat your ass. Anytime you come against us, we're going to beat your ass. But I have a very, 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 I have a very funny suspicion that this boy is walking into Paul Scholes territory. And I know it's a stretch. I watch Paul Scholes front and back. I have a funny suspicion because sometimes, and listen, Mason Mount is walking into this new job knowing that he's got haters, a bunch of Chelsea haters that are waiting for him to fail. So he's got fire in his belly. I think this kid is going to do fantastic. But when he comes against us, we're gonna eat him alive. We're gonna beat him up.
But
so listen, I'm happy for him that he ended up on top because Chelsea. Yeah.
Are you worried with this?
It's fantastic. No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Listen, who the cap fits, let him wear it. Sometimes, if you want to awaken the beast, you have to look for the beast trouble. And that giving Mason Mount that number 7, it's not a stupid move. I can't believe I'm vouching for Man U. God forbid. But it's not a stupid move. Because if you put that kind of pressure, listen, Manchester United have done the psychological analysis, financial analysis, and the footballing analysis about this acquisition. The psychological analysis is they know that this is a kid that wants to prove himself to the world. Because in the past season and a half, he's been dealing with a very, 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 very mad clientele of fans on his back. And he wants to shut them up. The first thing he did to shut them up was go to a better team and a bigger team in Champions League. They're not a better team, sorry. I don't care about Man U. But he went to a bigger team. He wants Champions League. He went to Champions League. And you see Chelsea fans, first of all, say, Man U, who cares? They gave him 300 grand. On top of that, Chelsea fans still say, yeah, blah, blah. They gave him number 7 jersey.
Yeah. Like I said, guys, and you know me for that.
I think it fits him, man.
And you know my stand on Mason. I don't even care because I wanted him going for a very long time. Like I said, the fan base that has been abusing and causing following to is the Manchester now. You can support him in Manchester. Like I said, I've watched Cantona, Beckham, this kind of guy. Ronaldo wear number 7. Number 7 is an iconic number where I don't think Messi will have a problem with it because it's someone that has that mentality. But like I said, the pressure will get to him when it doesn't perform and it doesn't live to the expectation of that number. The fans will have a go at it. That's where the manager comes in and protects it because he's young. He's young. I've seen Cavani wear that number. Shock. Memphis Depay wear it. A flop. So Angel Di Maria wear that number. A flop. So Mason giving that number. That's a bit. That's it. That number is given to a winger. Not even it's like a winger. But you're giving that number to a midfielder. Lord have mercy. Lord.
No. Abdullah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Abdullah, I don't know why you're freezing. No.
Can you hear me?
Abdullah, you're freezing. I don't know why you're freezing. Maybe it's my internet. Yeah, people in the comment, are you noticing Abdullah freezing or is it me freezing? Please tell me. Maybe it's my internet. I have bad internet, but
okay.
Abdullah, there's one correction. Number 7, yes, is a winger, but number 7 is a political number. Number 7 is a political number in football because it's one of the big numbers. Listen, if you're playing football, right? For those of you who played football, what are the most important numbers
7
in the
10.
field? Can somebody?
7
and 9.
9. Yeah.
And 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 7, 10, 9. These are political numbers. Political numbers. It's not because, yes, we know what their function is. But when we talk about politics, influence, having a say, number 7 is normally captains. You understand? So what Manchester United is basically saying to Mason Mount, who was so-called shit at Stamford Bridge, is, yo, Mace, come take over. We're giving you the keys to the truck, bro. That's what Ten Hag said to Mason Mount.
Fair enough. Let me clear the
Keyman, absolutely. Well,
yeah, Enzo Gallagher and Chuke Emeka Obito, Lord have mercy. Jim said, Oga Blue Eyes.
Abdullah, you're freezing, man. I don't know why. Can somebody please tell us in the comments?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you. No, Abdullah, you're fine. I can hear you. But sometimes you freeze. Okay. I don't know. But keep going. Please, keep going.
I think it's the headphone. But
go ahead, Abdullah. Go ahead.
Okay. Jim said, Enzo Chuku Emeka, oh Lord have mercy, please. Jim said, Oga Blue Eyes. And I think Kiman said, Blue Eyes, bro, what's up with this? Salute. The furniture has been sold and the cover has been. Slash Lime said, that snake mount. Last time said, we must talk about the video. I saw that video. I have no comment about that video. Lord have mercy. Kiman said, my God, I can't believe you're flexing. You're flexing.
Nature. Kiman, I know Kiman is rolling wherever he is.
Kiman also said it was 3 months ago. Jim said, when I woke up and saw Mason Mount with the number 7, they said, that's when I became a full-time.
Oh, that's when we had that discussion. Yeah, it was 3 months ago. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. But Blue Eyes, he didn't get that back from Chelsea. So Abdullah and me have that win. You can't use United idiotic negativity team for your argument.
Negotiation. No. So now, hold on. Let me. I need to respond to Keyman. Keyman, my brother. So because Man U gave him 300,000, you're calling that idiotic negotiation, Abi? When Man U went and picked up Casemiro, you didn't call that idiotic.
Well, Casemiro is a world-class player now, but relax.
No. But it's not about whether Casemiro is a world-class player. It's about Manchester United pulling the trigger on right resources.
Resource, I agree.
You understand? And listen, when Manchester United was taking a peek at Mason Mount was when Chelsea should have closed that deal quick.
And I don't want them to close it, but I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy they didn't close it.
Oh, is that Eddie in the comment? Eddie is happy. Yeah. Eddie must be happy that I met Chelsea.
I'll be on
happy. Listen, I'm happy that
Ugogo to Mason Mount. What a downgrade. Lord have mercy. Blue Eyes. Jim said that. Kiman said, Astagfirullah, Blue Eyes, Mr. Afton in post territory. I have so.
Kiman, let me clarify that comment, Abdullah, please. When I say Mason Mount is walking into Paul Scholes territory, I'm not saying Mason Mount is Paul Scholes. I'm not even saying Mason Mount is close to Paul Scholes. But for those of you that remember the Paul Scholes transformation at Manchester, it was almost, I don't know if you remember. It's not like Paul Scholes walked into the theater of dreams, quote unquote, and started cooking. You understand?
Yeah.
So, anyways, keep going, Abdullah.
Jib said, I know this dude is going to fail instantly because Blue Eyes is hyping him up. Oh, Lord. Jib, Blue Eyes as a king nigga say fail, but like everyone is hyped.
It turns to shit.
Jib said number 7 became meaningless when Owen won it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's your Glow Network, Blue Eyes. Oh, okay. People can hear me
today.
Oh, 1, 9, 8, 10, and 7. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, those are political. Yeah, those are all political positions.
Mason Mount, chew gum,
and ride it back.
Eddie, I don't mind. Join the show, Eddie.
Eddie, come on, defend your boy.
5-time Champions League to the kid from Derby. Have some shade blue eyes. Fear lightest. Lord,
guys, listen. Guys in the comments, especially brother Kiman. Listen. Mason Mount is gone. He's not one of us anymore. So moving forward, he's an enemy to me. But like I said, and Kiman, it looks like Kiman understands this. We lost some of the furniture, we lost the curtains, we lost the family pictures in this deal. But I just want people to understand that sometimes when you think somebody is shit, the next man is waiting. Next person is waiting. Look at I don't know if you saw it's like an induction ceremony. It's like Mason Mount was inducted into the Hall of Fame at Manchester when he got there. Red carpet. They put his baby pictures. Oh, I couldn't believe it, Abdullah. Did you see that?
I saw the picture.
They put his baby pictures. And then I watched one clip. You know that clip when we Chelsea fans, we used to go crazy when Mason Mount, when he was a kid. You remember that clip? When he said he kicks the ball at the mouth of the valve.
I remember that.
Top, and then he puts it away. He scored this free kick shot. I think he was 8 or 9. He was a kid at that time with Declan Rice and Reece James and all this. He said he kicks the ball like Ronaldo. So they say he's Manchester United in his mind.
Jim said Blue Eyes calls Mount and Jorginho enemies, but he will be the first to sing their names, their praises. Kiman also said Mason 7 money merchant. Mount could cost Ten Hag his job. We'll see.
Listen, Abdullah, I need to say something to Man U fans. Man U fans, stop getting. You guys don't sell yourself short, okay? Just because you saw Chelsea fans, some clueless Chelsea fans crying in the corner that Mason Mount sucks, you want to join the choir.
I beg, join.
No. Listen, Abdullah, guess what's happening now? Do you know Chelsea is looking at? We'll talk about that later. But do you know Chelsea is looking at Folari Balogun?
Yeah, I heard the news too, but we'll see. We'll see. Interesting. I don't want to talk about.
Interesting, exactly.
I saw that news. I still don't believe it.
I want that deal to happen because I want that deal to happen. Folari Balogun, I think, can be a very, very good player for us. I want that deal to happen. See, it's a very, what's the best way to call it? It's a very underground deal. People won't rate it. I like deals that are not rated. You see Nicholas Jackson?
Yeah, people doesn't rate it, but it might come good though.
I saw his interview. I'm like, yeah, this boy belonged to my team. I said, okay. No, one time I said, no, give this boy shirt. Give a shirt. But we'll talk about that later. Eddie, welcome back, Eddie. Go on, no.
Blue Eyes United fans are using Norwich performance to convince themselves of merger.
No, it's about listen, Kiman, you see what I don't know. You know what? The funny thing is I don't even know much about Ten Hag. I'm not gonna come here and start to tell you that Ten Hag is everybody in this world says Ten Hag is so good. maybe when Chimere comes, he will help us. But I don't know much about Ten Hag. I mean, I
But
was
based on what
tired.
I'm hearing, they said he wants to play single six and Mason Mount and Bolo Fernandez is number 8. 2 number 8.
Exactly. You know why? Because
I don't think it will work.
he needs. You know why he did that? Is because he needs. You know why he's going to do that? If that's true, is because he needs Bruno Fernandes to do less running and more thinking. Because Bruno Fernandes is an IQ type player. But the way they were set up last season, Bruno Fernandes had to compromise a lot of his IQ execution for physicality. He had to be running up and down. Now Mason Mount comes in and takes away that load from Bruno, because Mason Mount can receive the ball further up the field. So Bruno can now relax and spray passes instead of spraying passes and running around like a cowboy.
Fair enough. Blue Eyes. Okay, Blue Eyes. Kiman said, which departure ought you more, Meche or Kaya Vat?
Kiman is just finding trouble. No sense.
Gibbs said, if that is true, Ten Hag is finished.
What?
Fair enough. Blue Eyes, it's official. He will have his medical this weekend and it will be unveiled Monday or Tuesday. Christian Pulisic to AC Milan is done. Because this is me talking with Pulisic. Like, this guy has talent. I know how good of a player Pulisic is. My problem with Pulisic is injuries and consistency. And people say Chelsea gave him a lot of chance to perform, to show how good of a player he is. He's not been consistent enough. That's my number one. And he's injury prone. If Pulisic is giving you consistent matches, he will get to a stage where he will get injured. I'm like, is this boy body made with blocks? What is going on with Pulisic? Now he's going to Syria. Let's see how he's going to perform. 25 million. Good deal. Get the money and run away. So AC Milan is a done deal. He will do his medical this way and he will be on video next week. It's done.
If this is true, Abdullah, if this is true, fantastic. Fantastic on the part of Todd Bowley. Being able to, get that number off our books. Now, footballing wise, I think this might work for Mason Mount, because correct me if I'm wrong. For Pulisic. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Italian league, I don't know if they can deal with Pulisic's pace. Yes. I don't know. With all due respect,
very technical player.
Pacey. He's very pacey, right? So he, this might be that platform where this kid can flourish. Because again, he has fire in his belly. He has something to prove. He knows he didn't really get what he wanted at Chelsea, and he needs to prove to the world and to the US, especially the World Cup coming to the US, that he is the man.
And
right?
US is that they are the owner of AC Milan.
There you go. So
majority owner.
Plus, Loftus-Cheek. There's a Chelsea connection there. There's Tomori. Exactly.
Loftus-Cheek, now Pulisic.
Exactly. So, amen. But at Chelsea, I just don't know. It didn't work, and I don't think it's because of injuries. Just the guy.
Did he live up to expectation or not?
No, he didn't. No. I think. You know what it is for me? The way I look at Christian Pulisic is he was trying too hard to impress, and you can see it in someone's style of play when you're trying really hard to impress a coach. And that was Christian Pulisic. He was always trying too hard. And when you try too hard and your return on investment on the field is what we are talking about today, then the left hand is not talking to the right hand.
But because the way I watch Pulisic play, this guy is a talented player. He's very skillful, very technical, and he can play. When a player can ball, he's Pulisic. When I'm talking about player can ball. My problem with Pulisic, and I've been saying it for a very long time: 1, consistency; 2, too much injuries. And when Pulisic is giving you this run of games, scoring goals, the next game, expect him in the splitter. That's Pulisic for you. That's the problem I have. Expect him in the splitter. I have that problem with Pulisic.
No, but Abdullah, you see, the thing is, if you're an injury-prone player and you come to Chelsea, then guess what? If you don't adjust your game, right, you're going to be more injured, because Chelsea, the way we've always been playing, hey, I see some men have joined. Some very strong men have joined. Enrique and Eddie.
Continue talking.
Oh,
We'll play bottle tonight. Don't worry. We'll play bottle tonight.
I know we'll break bottle tonight.
Emmy is
Again,
coming. Don't worry. Emmy also is
okay,
coming.
good. So, like I said,
Mhm.
if you're an injury prone player and you come to a team like Chelsea, then you're going to be more susceptible to injuries because the way we play is all in, well in.
Mhm.
You understand? So
Mhm.
if he goes to AC Milan and he reinvents his game, this is the reason why I used to say if Kante could reinvent his game, he would still be at Chelsea today. Because Kante was more of a he wanted to save the world. The way he played is save the world, and he didn't care about himself. He gave. You understand? He always played the sacrificial lamb role in every game. That's why he was man of the match, man of the match, man of the match, man of the match. But that's that's kilometers, ladies and gentlemen. That's the definition of kilometers. So again, reinventing your game is key, and this also goes to Loftus.
Yeah.
Because if you go there and you want to be running around and you think you're going to push down walls, fine. Make sure you have the stomach for that. But Abdullah, what's that thing you say when you're hitting your head? When you want to say somebody should use brain.
Use brain.
Use brain, play ball. I bet give the rest. I want to hear the rest of the guys, but yeah. Pulisic, good luck, man. Good luck.
NK, Christian Pulisic to AC Milan is a done deal. Medical this week, potentially announced Monday or Tuesday.
first things first, I would like shout the panel. Blue Eyes, Eddie, hope you're good.
Big up.
Hope you're good. Sorry, I'm available, man. Life's been H.
Are you okay though? You okay?
Yeah, well, I'm good,
Okay.
man. There's
Good,
just
good,
no. That's for wicked, man. There's always
Absolutely.
too
I
much
hear
work.
you.
But I'm
I
good.
hear
I'm
you,
good.
bro.
I'm good. I'm
I
good.
hear you.
See, so much has happened since the last time I hopped on. But I'll keep it to Pulisic. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy. Normally I'll be like, I wish all the guys the best, Mason, Kai, about Pulisic, I don't care, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. I had to go. What's the fee that was arranged?
25 million euro, 25.
Look 25 mil. I mean, It's a disgrace, but gone. So be it. I mean, I don't have much to say, man. He's gone. So be it.
But Nana, did Pulisic live and give in terms of the expectation you wanted him to do in Chelsea? Did he do it like what you wanted for him? Because moving from Dortmund to Chelsea, you expect him to elevate his game more, be that talisman, that superstar. Enke, are you there? Enke, are you there? Oh, I think Enke muted. Because for me, him from Dortmund to Chelsea, I expected him to elevate his game, but I don't think he gave us that elevation we wanted. I think the Pulisic I love when he came in was when he came in with the Super Cup against Liverpool. I was like, okay, hold on a minute. This guy is a pacey player. He's very technical and he can even strike the ball. I'm like, okay, let me see more of this guy. I also enjoy him in that COVID Pulisic is the Pulisic we have been crying for. Very consistent, week in, week out, destroys team. Liverpool. I'm like, hold on, Pulisic COVID is different. After COVID, oh Lord have mercy. Pulisic finish us. After
no, Abdullah, you're forgetting the fact that I don't know. You've forgotten about You've forgotten about NK is back, but let me say something really quick. You've forgotten about the intensity of the EPL. You can get away with murder for one season and they don't figure you out. But when you get figured out in the EPL, that's why I'm curious to see what Haaland can do next season. I'm curious. But NK, over to you.
About to you.
Sorry, I'm back.
Did they leave? Did they give? Because him from Dortmund to Chelsea, you expect him to elevate this game, show more, be that superstar, be that talisman. Did he give it? Did he kind of show it more in Chelsea, or were just more like injury prone? Get out of here.
He'll show it more.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he'll show it more. Like it's it's you know what? Yeah, Abdullah. It's a situation where I think every signing from this point onwards for Chelsea, as well as players that leave, it's Blue Eyes' question that he says a lot, but it's true. For Chelsea anyway, it's how are you going to help us break down a low block? And with Pulisic, I don't think he's required to do that at AC Milan as much. So I think you'd be good for them, just in a very, very basic surface level way. So I wish him the best. I think Loftus would be.
And the way AC Milan are creating that squad, it's making me fall in love with Italian football. And apparently, they are looking at Samuel Chukwueze.
Oh,
if
really?
If they get Chukwueze, Pulisic, Rafael Leao, that front three.
I wanted Chukwueze at Chelsbe, but I don't know, man. I don't
AC
think
Milan getting Chukwueze. Interesting. That's Italian football might be coming back. I'm like, okay. Because that front three on their day can kill you, man. Lord have mercy. Whoever want to play to them in the UCL, you better be ready.
I just thought that, you see, my thing with, I thought Pulisic's game would have matured. And it just didn't, man. He still plays heads down football, you know. But
preach.
Yeah, still plays heads down football at his age. But you know, I wish him the best. I don't feel like this one though. I don't want to say it's a meaningless sort of transfer away, but for example, with Loftus, I feel like he's gonna cook at AC Milan. Like it's gonna be one where we're gonna be like, oh wow, yeah, he's cooking. You know, Kovacic with Pep.
Why? I'm curious. Why? Why do you say so?
I just feel like, okay, a lot of it was due to when we played them in the Champions League.
He had a fantastic game. Yeah, he had
and it was just, I feel like his sort of profile in that league, you know, because my thing with Loftus is with Loftus-Cheek, I think his indecisiveness in the final third is nasty.
Yeah,
is nasty, not at all. I feel like his tendency to overrun as well, and you know, I think that too. But I feel like his ball carrying in that league, I think you have more of a license to do that. I could be wrong, but I feel like if he's given the keys, I think he could cook Blue Eyes. I do. It's weird. I need someone to explain to me Kovacic as well. I've seen this guy. I've seen this guy for 4+ years.
That was a job. That was a black eye for me, man. But it's all good. Keep going.
Yeah, I need someone to explain Kovacic. I've seen this guy for 4+ years. I don't know what Pep sees in this guy. But yeah,
I'm serious, man. I don't know what he saw in him too, but it makes sense. The deal makes sense. But we'll talk about that, I'm sure.
Yeah. So Kiman said, I'm so confused. Jeep said, Kiman, I'm so confused by this manager. It's bipolar. Relax. Stop. Kiman said, Pulisic speaking Italian. But seriously, this is a great movie in a very, very vital time.
Exactly.
Facing those Italian sides will help him improve.
Exactly.
Salah-esque revival.
Yeah. Well, it's not. No, you know what? I never agree with Kiman, but that Salah-esque revival is. I'm thinking he's talking about Salah-esque revival for Egypt because Christian Pulisic needs that for the US, especially with WC26 coming up. So I kind of agree with Keyman here. Go ahead, sorry, Abdullah.
Yeah, I agree too. Being gonna say, Pulisic in his defense always show up and run his ass off when he's not injured. It's, like I said, the injury is my issue with Pulisic. No more lockdown post clip. This guy only balled out behind closed doors. Post lockdown, a true soccer player, not
US football anymore.
Cruz. Join the show.
Jump on, Cruz.
Oga Heidi, shout out to you. Let me give you a clap. Wait,
Eddie.
let's welcome you. It's been long. Hold on.
It's been long. Don't mind it.
Welcome back. It's been long. It's done, Eddie. Medical this week. Official, possibly Monday, Tuesday. Pulisic done deal to AC Milan.
Yo, big up, guys. How we all doing?
Eddie, where have you been? Big up to you, bro. Big up to you.
Yeah,
as long as you're okay, man. We good.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I was actually sick for a while, for about a month, but all good. Yeah.
Good. As long as you're good, man.
Yeah, good now. We're just in the thick of our season as well over here, so yeah, I'm quite busy with coaching as well. So yeah.
As long as you don't come close to my club, coaching.
hey, we'll keep it quiet, man. No. Pulisic. Look, I mean, I guess we're not addressing all the other transfers now because I've been keeping an eye on things, even though I've been on the low level.
We might talk about it for sure.
Yeah, but I'm only here for maybe the next hour or so. Or I might join on the phone while I drive as well. But we'll see. Look, good deal for Chelsea, man. Good deal for Chelsea. Like I said, this summer's about clearing the dead wood. And unfortunately, Pulisic became dead wood. I'm not saying he's a dead player, but for Chelsea and the progression of Chelsea, it became irrelevant. You know what I mean? So you get 20 million for a player like that. I'm happy with it. AC Milan, is it the perfect team for him? I don't know. I don't know, because I guess the fact that the attention is kind of taken off him because you have your Rafael Leao's there, you have Giroud, and who else moved there this summer? Was it Loftus-Cheek?
Yeah, Loftus,
yeah. So they might focus a bit more on that left side because that's where you've got your Hernandez, Loftus-Cheek, Leao's, and also it might give him the space to operate in on the right side. But look, good transfer for him, man. He needed a fresh start. Things are kind of gone stale for him at Chelsea, so it'll be an interesting one to watch.
What about does Todd Bowley get any flowers for you? But especially after getting rid of Christian Pulisic for 25 million, considering depreciation value. We paid 35, right? How much did we pay for him 2 years? 3 years?
60 million. 60 million.
Yeah,
anybody remember?
It's
60.
not. I'm not. I mean, let's face it. Todd Bowley is not the one running things this year, right? It's your Lawrence Stewart's, Win Stanleys, and all these men who are running things. Because I mean, I know you guys have moved past it, but if you're listening to what Mason Mount said, he said it became quite clear a few months ago that it wasn't in the Chelsea plans.
Yes, he said
which coincided with the new directors of football coming in, because
after the World Cup, when they knew.
If you follow the reports, Mason Mount pretty much verbally agreed a deal before going to the World Cup. And when it came back, they pulled it off the table. So you can tell that there is a new system operating at Chelsea, and that's based on these 4 directors of football or whoever's running things down there. And let's give them their props, man. They've had a good summer. They've had a good summer in terms of.
Hold on. Who's had a good summer? I want to make sure Eddie is stamping. There's something I want Eddie to stamp for me because I've been following Eddie for a long time. Eddie, who gets their flowers? Eddie, who?
Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart.
He won't give it to Todd.
No. Look, Todd
is the owner.
Hold on.
Todd, everything that goes to the
owner.
Everything that goes to the sporting director goes to the ownership.
Yeah,
for them.
I've got nothing against Todd. I don't know what you're trying to get out of me. I've got nothing against Todd, right? Because I told you last year, you could see clearly what he was trying to do. He's trying to tear the whole thing down and rebuild it again, which is why I said it will be a while before Chelsea get to win things. I said we weren't winning anything last season. Came true. Now this season is about building for, Chelsea to start competing with the big boys again, and they're on track. Managers in. We need a few more transfers in, but in terms of outgoings, I've been really impressed in what they've done. Now it's about bringing the right players in for this squad, and we can talk, man. So look, give them their props. In terms of outgoings, they've been able to generate income for us to go out and get one or two big signings. So I'm impressed with it.
Cruz, quick, pulisic to AC Milan, done deal. Medical this week, official Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, look, Pulisic is my guy, man. I think Blue Ice will know that. We've been on a few streams, bro. We've been on a few streams talking about this guy. I'm up. I don't know, man. Look, at the end of the day, it's a new era. There's a lot of new stuff happening. I guess I just have to get on board with it. I mean, the club's getting a lot of praise, and Todd Bowley's getting a lot of praise, and these so-called directors. But I don't know how good the deals are. I think because they bought the club after these players were bought, they're not factoring in the transfer fees that these players were bought for. But ultimately, I mean, a lot of the business is horrible business. I mean,
hold on, Cruz, hold on. I'm not. I don't want to interrupt you, but because you said they're not factoring in they're not factoring in the amount the players were bought for. So let's start with Kai Havertz. How much do we buy Kai Havertz for?
85 million euros. 85 million euros.
Don't mind Cruz. 70 million pounds, bro.
Nonsense. Don't mind Cruz.
It was around 60 to 70 million pounds, wasn't it?
Eddie, God bless you.
85 million euros.
No. It wasn't. It was the total package with add-ons were 85 million euros. But the actual figure is closer to 70. This is the thing about transfers that they just quote the highest amount. Chelsea didn't pay 100 and something million euros for Lukaku. They paid something around 70, 80. So then add-ons take the transfers over. So
again, that's what I'm saying. Eddie just said it all because I had to stop Cruz because I know where Cruz is going.
I know where, but also I know where you're going because I know you would have picked the best case of what I was talking about. So you went straight to Kai Havertz, but you didn't talk about this Ziyech potentially 8 million to Saudi. That's horrible. That's
not really.
Oh, come on.
We can talk about that, but Kai Havertz we're talking about 70 million and we're still.
So quick,
Cruz, are you talking of book value in terms of profit, or are you talking of just the value Chelsea got for the player?
I'm talking about I'm talking about when we're buying a lot of these players. Just to be quick, when we're spending these big transfer fees on these players, like over the last few years, it's in mind that in the future we're going to sell them for more. That is ultimately what a lot of these players were brought in for, and even the case with the ones we got now. So I'm saying is let's talk about, because we're talking about Pulisic. It's a perfect example. Yes, injuries have been an issue. But ultimately, we bought him for 60 million. He's leaving for 25, less than, what is it? What is he leaving for? 20 million euros?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
That's horrible.
Come on. Considering depreciation value, considering the fact that he didn't play any kind of football for us. What
exactly.
Are you talking about?
You've got to, Cruz. I get what you're saying in terms of when it was bought, and that ties into the question Abdullah was asking before in terms of did he live up to expectations?
Did he live up?
Which is clearly a no. He never lived up to expectations because let's face it, you bought Pulisic knowing Hazard was about to leave. Mm-hmm. Let's get that right. You bought Pulisic knowing Hazard was about to leave. You expected him to replace Hazard, and this guy only gave you 2 good months of high quality football.
That's it. And the rest injury consistency.
So you've also now got to look at it from the standpoint of there's now a new ownership and a new structure in place, and for them to extract this much value out of a player that they don't rate, and most people don't rate because of the last couple of years, that's good business.
Cruz, let me also add, it's an indictment on Pulisic, to be honest, that he's going for this low. I agree it's low. Me personally, I agree it's low.
No, it's not low. It's not low. Why are you talking?
It's low.
No. Blue Eyes for a 24-year-old who's been at Chelsea for the last 3 years, started at Dortmund. It's low. I get what you're saying,
Eddie, but he's been cropped.
There's a context to it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There you go. Okay.
No. To be honest, you kind of you swayed my mind. The points that you brought are actually quite good. To be fair, I was just looking at it really like cut and dry. But to be fair, if you think about it, he's not really lived up to what he should have done, and it's more the injuries more than the talent. The talent is definitely there, but it's probably the
because
injuries.
before I go to Chimagan, because this is me when I look at PDC, it's like I know this guy is a talented player. This guy can see one-on-one.
No doubt.
See, one-on-one, I do not want to face Pulisic with pace. It will kill me because I know how good a player he is. But my problem with Pulisic is when he gets his form, when he's in form, scoring goals, assisting, and you bank all your heart with Pulisic, you are finished. You the next day, you go and see him in hospital. That's my problem with Pulisic. The next match, because you're laughing. See, if Pulisic is in form, you put your money, everything. See, that next match on Saturday, expect him in hospital. I have a problem with that. Is his body made with biscuit or what is going on? I'm confused.
Can we talk about Ben Chilwell later as well, Abdullahi?
What about Ben?
Chimere.
Abdullahi.
Right.
Let me just add this for Chimere goes. I think something we also need to factor is Chelsea Football Club never helped them, and I'm talking of the old administration. And this is something that affected a lot of players in terms of moving from one coach to the other, which created an imbalance within the squad that never helped some of these young players improve. You can talk about your Mason Mount, your Kai Havertz. Pulisic was one of the biggest people hurt by this. Remember Tomosuku playing him as a wingback?
I remember that. Lord have mercy. Hi, Jimmy.
He had no business down there. So that's another aspect of this that we need to look at as well in terms of how the Chelsea Football Club, which is I'm talking under the Roman administration, help his development. Because if I've got a young 21-year-old coming in as a left wing, right winger, and he has to end up playing number 10, right wing back, left wing back, all these roles, what are we doing?
Yeah, something's gone wrong. No, you're right. Fair enough.
Jimmy, American endorsements, AC Milan, done deal. We'll be on view next week, this Monday or Tuesday.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really have much to say about this. I'm gonna be real. I mean, he had to leave and he got his move. I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, I'll leave it more to you guys to expand on that because, to be honest with you, like I haven't really been seeing Pulisic play like for the past year. You know, like I haven't seen him on the pitch. So that's I'll leave it more to you guys because I don't really, I haven't really been seeing him on the pitch, like to be honest, like at all. So it was obvious Chelsea had to move him on. I mean, to be honest with you, like 16 mil to 20 mil is bad, but to be real with you, I mean, the fact that this guy hasn't been playing at all, I mean, to collect something from him, I mean, at this point, 20, 25 mil, you take it and you run with it, to be real with you. So
immediately, we take it. Pulisic, adios. Abdul, quick. Pulisic to AC Milan, done deal. 35 million.
Oh, Abdul's doing it.
Yo, pick up for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, brother. We can hear you. Go ahead.
I've got a new headphone. I'm using it.
Hey, he's upgraded. Mason Mount sent some of those bonuses to Abdul,
Yo, can you say, man?
Abdul, finish me, man. What's all this?
Anyway, Abdullah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I will pioneer on this stream. I hope you had a good holiday. I know.
Yeah, I'm back. Relax. I'm back.
Yeah. I hope you had a good trip back.
I did, but I did.
Yeah. Good. Is it?
Pulisic,
Eddie, I think somebody said you are ill. Are you ill?
No, I was ill for a bit, but yeah, I'm good now.
All right, you're good now. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, pick up the rest. Pulisic. I think I agree with you what you guys are saying, especially Cruz, that the fees he went for was really, really low, if not too low. And I think the reason for that is practically the guy has become uncommitted to his football and to Chelsea Football Club for practically the two last season now. The last time I can remember Pulisic playing any football of any sort that is of Chelsea level was, I think, during the
COVID-19.
Yeah, the long time. That's a long time ago. And I think we should have sold this guy last summer, actually, because to me, this guy didn't want to be at Chelsea for minimum one season now. I think that's what actually is. I think the club was actually desperate
But
to
I
get
mean, the
him
most
out.
scary part about it is Lyon in France offered Chelsea more money, more hard-ons, more bonuses. But Pulisic rejected it for the season.
He's Pulisic now.
The Leon deal was terrible, man. It was more money, but a lot of that money was tied in add-ons and what do you call it? Extras.
Okay. So there's the thing. I think this guy has been so uncommitted to Chelsea and made his point in every possible way that he wanted to leave Chelsea Football Club. So the club were just happy to get him out of the club for any amount that is above free. I think that's what it is, because we still have enough time in the transfer season to actually twist AC Milan if we wanted to squeeze a bit more millions from them. Can you believe like what I said in the past stream? Can you believe if Daniel Levy was at the end of this transaction, so at the end of this negotiation for Chelsea, he's not going to go for that. Daniel Levy wouldn't care. He just put him in the reserve. AC Milan will pay what we think his correct value is, or his real value is. But I think this like Eddie said, they just wanted to tear everything down and rebuild from scratch, which you can't really blame them for. So they were just ready to get rid of all this dead wood and just push him, just push him anywhere that is ready to pay whatever amount. That's the way I see this deal. I wish him all the best. He tried. Obviously, his best, his trials wasn't good enough, and hopefully we'll only sit tight with those that want to actually be at Chelsea Football Club. I don't know, maybe he's our level because he shows his appetite for football in a very funny way sometimes. Sometimes you think he's world class, sometimes you think he's a good player, and sometimes you just think just deregister this guy, just chase him out of the club. So let him go. We're happy, he's happy, the club is happy, AC Milan are happy. There's something funny I heard, I don't know how true is it, that AC Milan actually wants the Nigerian kid in Villarreal.
Yeah, Samuel Chukwueze. Yes. I said it already. Yes.
Okay.
Their dream is to have a front three of Rafael Leao, Christian Pulisic, and Samuel Chukwueze.
How?
Yeah,
no, that means they're preparing for Leao to go for big money at some point.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's the front three they're looking up to for the new season because they want to win the Scudetto back again. So.
That front three makes no sense if you think about it though. Chukwueze and Pulisic play on the right.
Or maybe
Pulisic as a number 10, Rafael Leao on the left.
Oh wow!
Yes, and Samuel Chukwueze on the
right. No comment.
That's the front three they're looking up to.
Pulisic is the worst guy out of those three.
Wait, man said Pulisic as a number 10.
As a number 10, that's what AC Milan are doing. That's what they want to do. That's the report I'm hearing.
No,
front three of Rafael Leao, Pulisic, and then
Eddie, it makes sense. It makes sense. Maybe it will work out or not. We don't know, but it makes sense if you want to arrange it. Or it could be Leao on the left, the Nigerian kid on the right, and maybe Pulisic will be a backup to either of them because he can play from both sides.
No, the coach wants to play 4-2-3-1. We're going to have to shake as a double.
A number 10 has to look. A number 10 has to look up. A number 10 has to look up.
So 4-2-3-1. You're saying two of the three midfielders at AC Milan will be Loftus-Cheek and Pulisic.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
So I was just about to say, yeah, that's good on paper, but what happens if it doesn't work out? Then they have to
Exactly.
change formation.
Exactly.
So it's okay to say, this is what we want and this is how we want to structure. But they've got, I actually forgot Ruben Osochik has also gone to AC Milan.
Yeah,
They have good, it means they have good footballers there. Then it depends. Maybe these guys can play in the sun. Also, there's a difference playing in the winter here.
And Abdul, if those front three click, Lord have mercy, adios, child. Because those three of them are very explosive. Those three are explosive player.
No, they're not. They're not going to click because Pulisic energy level of Pulisic is low, and you have to run a lot, and it's not easy to play the sun. He has to step up.
The problem with those three as well is efficiency. I mean, I don't see none of them giving you constant goal scoring. And you have Giroud. Giroud is not a 30-goal season striker.
No.
So who's getting the goals in there?
Are they not looking for another striker? I thought they were looking for a new striker. Anyway, time will tell. We'll see. But that's it.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Vilton, quick. Pulisic to AC Milan. Vilton, talk. I'll come back to it. Okay, Pulisic to Milan. I think case we'll come back to it.
Thank you, Jai, my people.
Oh, wait, my bad.
Vilton, quick.
Pulisic
to Milan. Done deal.
Very good deal for Chelsea, man. I think very, very good deal for Pulisic too, because he needs game time, man. I've always said this.
Because of the World Cup coming up.
Yeah, and also you are an international player. You start for your country. You're the best player in your country. You gotta be playing weekend.
Is he there?
He is. Who's better than Pulisic?
Relax.
USA go as far as Pulisic.
No,
I saw Eddie.
Relax,
Wallahi, bro. Eddie Wallahi. I saw this guy put his balls literally on the line at the World Cup, man. Against what team was it? Was it against
Iran?
Yeah, this guy literally sacrificed his balls for USA, man. That's what you call your best player right there, man. But yeah, I think it's a win-win. Chelsea kick Pulisic out and Pulisic get a move where now I think he should get into the team where he's playing week in and week out. And two, he's gonna be in the Champions League. He's gonna go to a league where it's competitive to win it, because we have 4 different winners the last 4 years. Napoli won it, Juve won it, Inter won it, AC has won it. So it's gonna be good for him, and it's a brand new league. He's going to Italy. It's not like he's going to like the Dutch league or Saudi Arabia. So he's still gonna be playing elite football. He's gonna be in Europe next year. So let's see what he does, man. I hope he's able to get game time, and especially with this World Cup coming in 2026, you want to be playing, because I've always said this, man. I know, like, he's obviously USA best player. That's what he gets the starting, automatic. He gets into the starting lineup, but you got to be playing week in and week out, man. It just doesn't make sense, man. But as for Chelsea, man, it's an L because you bought this guy for 80. I mean, you did win the Champions League with him. You won the Champions League, the Club World Cup, the Super Cup, but he didn't live up to the hype. I remember when I thought he would have actually done something at Chelsea when you guys bought him from Dortmund, but it just injuries. The only time I remember Pulisic was special was when that COVID lockdown.
See, everybody's saying the same thing.
No, I'm being so serious. He was.
But you know why though? But you know what, Vilton, you make a good point. But
he
you
was
know
the
why?
best player in the world, bro. And that COVID season, he was the
why?
best
It's
in the
because
world.
nobody knew how Pulisic played ball. That was his coming out party in the EPL. They didn't understand him. That's why I'm telling you guys, the EPL is nasty. That's why, you know what's his name for Man City? I wish Carl was here. What's his name?
Haaland.
Talk to me end of this coming season about Haaland.
No, but we can't talk about Haaland no more. What Haaland just did in his first season,
that's what I'm saying. No,
like
Vilton, you're not listening to me. Vilton,
it's alien, bro. It doesn't matter if
it is alien, but again, again. Listen, let me tell you something about being found out. Sometimes it takes 2 seasons to find somebody. So listen, I'm telling you, the EPL is nasty. It's a very ugly league. It's not nice. It's not nice to watch. I know if you're a purist, you're not gonna like the EPL. But let me tell you,
I think as a purist, yeah, it might not be fun for you to watch, but it's exciting though. Like teams just go back and
of course
forth.
it's exciting. Of course it's
Yeah,
exciting.
you know. Let me go look at the shot.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to Pulisic, man. But if he can get that form, that COVID, like I said, to me, when we came back after COVID, Pulisic was the best player in the world, bro. That COVID, I don't know what happened, but he was just fan. This guy was just a baller.
That was his first. Nobody knew about Pulisic. That's why we're like, okay, who is this guy?
After that, I was like, bro, next season this guy could actually do something. I thought his career was gonna kick off, but it just got worse and worse injuries. But yeah, man, shout out to Pulisic for going to AC Milan, man.
Fair enough. Kiman said, sorry about that. As a girl was some brother. Kiman said, we woke up. The plan was a midfield of Jude, Basmati, and Mount. Then the director came in. Was the late midfielder of McKennie, Harrison, and Tyler Haddon split towards them and said no.
My Kiman. Kiman is just Kiman. You know what? Kiman, you know what? Let it out. Kiman, let it out. No, Kiman, let it out. I know Kiman is on a mission. Kiman needs therapy.
Mohamed Kudus. Yeah, that's a good. I like Kudus. Well, we'll see. Unfortunately, he was so injury prone. Yeah, that's my issue with Pulisic.
No.
It wasn't.
No. Don't look at Pulisic as injury prone. Then you don't understand Pulisic. You have to look at Pulisic for book value. Somebody said book value here. Who said book value earlier?
Yeah, I said book value.
Exactly. Look at Pulisic for book value, because book value means his REV, revenue value, versus what he can give you on the field. You're trying to get that better. You're trying to see, okay, is this guy really a baller? And who can answer that question here?
He is a baller, but my problem to answer that question fully, because that baller, you have to be consistent enough to get the high VP. That's the value you talked about. But he's not been consistent enough to have that value on his head. He's just been injury.
So his book value is bad.
It's bad, yeah, exactly.
You know another problem with him. He always looked like a super sub. He always like a lot of appearances.
Exactly.
When
he comes to second half, he look like a super. When he starts matches, like what the heck?
Yeah, when he started matches, some of the times when he started, obviously I'm a big fan, but when he started games, sometimes I was pushing for him to start. When he started, you know what the problem with him? He's got a lot of injuries, but I think it's his body type. He never built any size. He never built any explosiveness. He couldn't get past people. There's loads of times when I think of him in the Premier League, he's just dropping on the ground, falling over. Couldn't take the tackles. It just was the wrong league for him, man. Like
again, like I get what we're all saying, but did Chelsea expect too much from him though?
Yeah, we did.
100%.
Exactly.
I did.
Because
I did.
let's look. I'm saying even as a squad, as with coaches, because look at the midfield he played with for the most part.
No, we can't keep doing this, guys. Listen, the reason I say this, Eddie, I'm not interrupting you again. We can't keep doing this because a lot of people have gone away with blood on their hands because of what Eddie just said. Now we're saying it because if we don't have functioning midfield, I'm not saying that as an excuse for why. But what I'm saying is let's not over push this. Oh, he didn't perform well. He was injury prone. Like there's a lot of factors to this. But I don't want us to just pick one point and run away with it. No, hold on. Abdullahi, hold on. Eddie, I want to say something to you before we go to Abdullahi. We're talking about, can this guy play? Yes or no? Check one box.
Yes, he can play. Yes, he is a baller. When I say
baller,
baller,
move on. I don't say anything.
Yes, he's a baller.
You see how Eddie kept quiet.
Yes, he's a baller.
No, I just last one. Okay, last one before I go. The main thing for me is at the end of the day, Chelsea got their money's worth out of the transfer in the first 2 years of this deal.
There you go.
Because as Abdullahi will say, American endorsement. They got their money's worth.
Yep.
So everything now is bonus.
That's what I'm saying.
So
everything is gravy.
Thank
you.
Let me quickly read the chat. Kiman said he got benched by Merche, Avat, and ZH winner. 20 million is fair. Lord have mercy. And he said, Kiman, thank you. I'm good.
I was replying Kiman.
Kiman said, Abdul, Danny Levy would have sent him to Strasbourg. Danny Levy was like Eddie man, that's good to hear. Okay. NK, Emiliska said, NK, you rep or die. We didn't even get this out.
Respect Saudi, man.
Heavily.
And Nana, if you are listening,
I'll
don't
be like, I
respond.
want to hear from Chimere. Me and
I will come to
Chimere,
him
you're
next.
not going anywhere.
This next topic is on Chimere. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Wait, what's the next one?
Pulisic creating. I don't know. They know his head down and gone.
All right, yeah.
Kima said, so Abdul, you are saying Pulisic hasn't been the same since the vaccine. Laugh my ass.
Stop.
Relax. Stop. Kima, Dortmund sell two type of player: flop and hospital patient. Of course, Chelsea love is to get.
Keyman. You know what? I don't know what happened. What
Someone
possessed
put
you, man? I don't know what possessed you, man.
Kima, you are sick in the head, bro.
Jump and pass.
Quick. Pulisic to AC Milan.
Oh, I mean, what more can I say? I think it's a good deal for both parties. I think it's time for Pulisic to actually move on. I feel Pulisic is the kind of player where I think he plays on his emotion a lot. Like if he doesn't feel liked or if he doesn't feel valued, he doesn't give 100. That's the kind of player he is. I think it's just one of those guys. Out of everyone Chelsea sold this season, it's one of those guys we are going to look back and be like, well, you guys, like, you just feel like Chelsea missed out on a really good player. I think Tuchel didn't help his development. A lot of people will shy away from that conversation. I think Tuchel literally just ruined that guy, playing him as that wing back, right back, left back. Didn't really help him. It didn't help his development. And he's one of those players where if he doesn't feel valued or feel like he's one of the guys in the dressing room, I don't think he gives 100 on the pitch. That's why when he starts games, you just see him just disappear, and you barely see him on the pitch. But once you feel like this guy is the guy and start, I think it's gonna be like one of those players. And come the end of the season, we are looking back. I'm like, oh, how come we didn't see this kind of Pulisic at Chelsea? How come we didn't see this Pulisic? He is that good of a player. He is that good of a player. I think AC Milan should. A lot of people should keep an eye on AC Milan. Though. I think they will be probably challenging for that Serie A title this season.
Fair enough.
A lot of people are saying the midfield of Loftus-Cheek. A lot of people don't know. I've been watching Loftus-Cheek for a long time. If that guy can actually go to that league, I think they're gonna cause trouble for Serie A this season.
Chimere, I'm gonna come to you. I'm Rita service. Time to talk. David De Gea out of United, Andre Onana to Manchester United. Give me your take.
I mean, it was just his time was up. His time was up. It's that simple. When you're a big club, you have to evolve. You have to move on. De Gea at some point was arguably, because I'm gonna say arguably because there are many great keepers back in the day too, not just De Gea. De Gea at his time was arguably the best shot stopper in the world at his time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not at that level anymore at shot stopping, and also he can't play with the ball at his feet. And for the way Ten Hag wants to play, the way Ten Hag wants to set up the system, it's essential to have a ball playing keeper. And De Gea just isn't that. He's just not good at it. We saw it this year.
Question, Chimera. How does Ten Hag want to play?
Ten Hag, based off of his philosophy at Ajax, based off of what he's trying to implement at United, I'm thinking he wants to play a possession-based style. Not really possession-based. He's not like Pep when it comes to possession, but he wants to play from the back. That's how he likes to set up. So, as you saw for the first game, you saw what he tried to do the first two matches. He tried to play from the back. It was a disaster. Because the head simply can't do it. We don't have the DM, and we didn't have the Casemiro even in the back then. So it was a complete disaster. That's why he just said, I don't have the players to play the way I want to play, so I'm gonna just be pragmatic. But for him to get the way he wants to play, which is building from the back, interchanging, fullbacks tucking into the midfield, like Mazzari was doing at Ajax, which is how he wants Delu to play. He's gonna need a goalkeeper one beat the press, because we can't play a high line because the head's not a sweeper keeper. So that's why we're always deep. We need to play the high lines that he wants to play. He also needs a sweeper kind of keeper, which is Onana. So I think Tanaka is just doing what he needs to do to implement the system. I just think that's it. It's ruthless the way he did it, but he's doing what every manager that wants to implement their system, that wants to see their team involved. He's doing what every manager's doing. Pep did the same thing. Arteta did the same thing. The club did the same thing. His time is up. That's just the reality. And it doesn't.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay,
Who is the better goalkeeper, Andre Onana or David De Gea?
There's Onana. It's not even close.
De Gea by far.
I disagree with that, but
in 2023,
Onana is so overrated, bro. I'm telling you.
I disagree.
Hold
on, because the reason I asked that question is yes, Onana is good from the back and everything, but when I see De Gea can make mistake, I understand. I say it on the space and I will say it again. David De Gea will give me 27 clean sheet and I win the Premier League. Onana can't give me that. I will say it again. David De Gea will give me 27
clean sheet. Bro. This guy won the Golden Glove and he's getting kicked out.
If David De Gea can give me that,
did he win the Golden Glove because of him, or did he win it because of
this is all a moot point, bro. I mean, Pep kicked Joe Hart out of Manchester City after one of his best seasons ever.
Joe Hart was suspect, man. Joe Hart was suspect.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
No, come on, man. Come on, let's not.
Now let's do it. Joe was suspect.
But Chimere, I want to.
Really? I want to. Did you see the goal that Joe conceded in the
Hold on. I want to ask this question. I want to ask this question to Chimere because this comes down to because a lot of United fans I don't think understand how Ten Hag wants to play. Is Ten Hag going to play closer to Manchester City possessions football or Liverpool's transitional football?
Oh, Liverpool, for sure. Liverpool.
Exactly. Like, I get the whole point because when people say, oh, he wants to build up from the back, he wants this, I'm like, brother, look at your midfield. The ball retention in that midfield is close to mish.
So no. Eddie, don't go too far. No, Abana speed, calm down, come back. Because, listen, you're right, but it still doesn't mean that Man U doesn't need a ball possession.
No. Yeah, that's why I said. I like the point Shmir made in terms of you want a sweeper keeper for playing the high press. Someone who's comfortable on the ball, able to play outside of his box and all that kind of thing.
No.
Fantastic.
You're not saying
don't tell me. No, I was saying don't tell me possession football is the reason why they're kicking De Gea out the team.
No, but listen, it could be that possession football is the reason why, and I'll tell you why. Because if you're a sweeper keeper, it means you can play both formats. You can play either possession or you can play counter.
I get that.
You can throw the ball. You can throw the ball to your strikers.
No, but I'm not looking at it from just this transfer as well. I'm looking at it from the overall business that they're trying to do. They've already got one done in Mason Mount. They're getting another one done in Onana, and I think they're looking at Højlund as well. So and also Amrabat. That's why I asked that question in terms of none of these players scream to me possession football. You know what I mean?
Even at Ajax, his Ajax team wasn't crazy possession. It was more, it was more controlling games through pressing.
You guys are missing the point. You're missing the point. You see, that's what. Listen, even though it's not possession, but all these guys can hold the ball. That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
all
but I
these
think
guys on auxiliary basis can hold the ball comfortably.
Oh yeah, Blue Eyes. See, the reason why Ten Hag wants him out, in my opinion, is because he's like a guy who can play multiple positions. Yeah. Presses well off the ball.
Exactly.
It's technical. It's technical enough.
Mount is going to be United's left winger this season. I said it first.
Level. So you think Rashford's playing up top?
Nah. Listen, you know what Mount is going to be? Mount is going to be Manchester United's number 10.
No. Bruno's number 10.
No, Mount is going to take over.
I'm staying well out of this debate, man. This has got nothing to do with me no more.
Keep going.
I'll go to that guy.
No, but Abdullah, to answer your question, in 2023, I'm sorry, Nana's clear of the hair, man, because I've been watching the hair for years now, and I'm gonna say it, man. Like the hair, he's been overrated for a while now. Yeah, like let's be honest,
I agree.
He's been overrated for a while because with his one quality, his one elite quality, which was exceptional, was a shot stopper. It's declined. Like it's been on the decline because you can't say this guy is saving the team when he makes one great save, but then overlook all the other saves that he should be making and it's costing the team. Because look at those goals against City in the final. Like, come on, you got to save those. You know, like even against Sevilla, there's a couple. Even against Sevilla, you know, there's a couple of goals he should have saved. He made a mistake. You can't keep making mistakes as a top keeper and conceding goals that you should, you know, that you can be saving it and you expect a big club to keep you. You know, Onana, look at Onana. Look at how calm the inter defenders were when he was at the back. That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't understand the thing with a keeper because people always say, "Oh, Maguire, this guy," but they don't understand when you have a keeper who's calming, it makes the defenders look better than they actually are. Look at. I'm telling you, like, you know, Onana. If you watch Onana to the head, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be night and day. It's not even like Onana is a crazy shot stopper, but just as an overall keeper, as far as distributing from the back, you know, even catching crosses, Onana is better. Shot stopping.
No, but the thing is, Chimera, the thing for me is that the variety the variety of EPL goals are a little bit slightly different when they come in. You understand? So you have to pick your poison if you want to be a number one goalkeeper in the EPL. You have to be either very good at stopping with your feet, which is what De Gea did for how many years?
Yeah.
For you guys with his feet. I think he was the best in the EPL with his feet for like 10 years.
Oh yeah, as far as shot stopping, he was exceptional.
Exactly.
The key question is the key. See the key phrase I said was.
No, again. Hey.
Fair enough. So, Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Onana in, David De Gea out. Your take.
This is going to be a blockbuster for me. I'm not going to talk too much on this. This is going to be a blockbuster deal. I think it's huge if Onana can come in and actually take that position and make it his, just because of the history behind that position. And but again, De Gea, you know, I think Manchester United losing De Gea was like how Chelsea lost Peter Cech at that time to Arsenal. I think it's the same impact. Is it almost the same impact? I guess Peter Cech was like towards his Swans. He was towards
Twilight. I don't think
the Cech was about.
The Cech can still give
it.
David De Gea can still give it 3 or 4 season.
Yeah. No, but Petr Cech, I got a bit. Petr Cech and De Gea to me aren't in the same stratosphere. Just personally.
No. They're different.
Yeah. But again, hey man, Onana, this is a fantastic platform for him to flourish. I watched him in that finals, man, and what he did with his feet was shocking.
Exceptional, man.
Like, this guy was playing number 4, number 6 comfortably. I know everybody said it, but like I was actually very critical about it. This guy was playing number 4 and 6. I'm like, is it like? Hold on a minute. Is this guy playing?
So Blue Eyes, can I ask you?
Yeah. Ask me. I was shocked.
Are you sure about? Anyway, I'll wait my time.
No, again, but I saw it in that was when I really paid very close attention. I'm like, let me even watch this guy.
This guy has a lot of mistakes in him, man. This guy has a lot of mistakes.
I saw him at AFCON live. And I was impressed.
Okay.
But again, though. Again.
But aren't Manchester United? They're looking for composure from that position, and this guy has.
He has it. No, he has it.
Oh no, not from me.
No, Nana, he has composure.
No, the thing is, if you can play with your feet, Cruz, if you can play with your feet, right, it's easy to build composure on that platform. If you can play with your feet, that's the whole thing about composure, is the fact that you can kill the ball. Composure is killing, is the literal definition is, can you kill ball?
Maybe composure is not the word. Temperament.
Okay, that's something else. That's something I don't know how to measure that one.
Because I just don't. I think he's just a bit too. What's the word?
But in that finals, his temperament.
I've seen him for Ajax. I've seen him over the years. I've been keeping an eye on him and he's. I don't know. For me, he's just. It's a big risk. United are making a big risk, man. For me,
you have to make risks. You have to take risks in this position. Yeah. Listen, when we took Mendy to Champions League finals, we took a risk. And he became the best.
Fair enough. So
For Cruz,
Abdul
can you-
Onana to United,
yeah,
David De Gea out of United.
yeah. I actually want to raise a few things with this guy. Cruz, what Onana is bringing to Man United, I believe, is what Bartes actually brought to United. I don't know.
Chai.
Maybe you watch Bartes, where he will do one great thing. He has the capability of doing one great thing that practically will overshadow everything else. So he will be pinging long passes that you don't expect from a keeper,
But
and you'll
what's
be
the shelf
wondering,
life
wow.
for keepers like Bartes? What's the shelf life? What's the
Bartes is a legend, though.
Bartes
He's a Man U
to
legend.
me, to me, Bartes football, but Bartes keeping actually mirrors that of like Onana. Like Onana is not going to get better from here. The same time, the same way when Bartes came to United, he wasn't going to get better. But before then, Bartes was a top keeper. I think he played maybe his best football career, his best football while he was still in France. But he was still a top keeper. But he had a spring on his lip, and he was very good with his passing from the back when it wasn't even in fashion for keepers to be doing that. He was really brilliant at that, and he'll be good for the football analyst. He'll be good for television. He'll be good for the fans, and he can make good save as well. To me, I understand what you're saying. Like, I would be desperate for him at Chelsea. I know he's better than Kepa, but he's not a keeper I'll be desperate for Chelsea to get. Because as you've said, I have them worries sometimes. I don't know, maybe he falls asleep or what, but I have some worries with him sometimes. So that's on the footballing side, and then I don't know. I think most of the guys on this stream actually we are having a discussion with most of the guys on this stream, and they were telling me categorically, adamantly, that African footballers don't do good when they went to Man United. So I don't know where they stand with Onana going
Yes,
to Man United
Jemba
now.
didn't do well. Or the other guy, I'm not
Well,
sure.
they were saying, oh, it's on record, it's a fact, and whatever. So
Yes,
I
it's a
hope they
fact.
still take it.
Jemba did not do well.
It's
Or
not.
the other
It's
guy,
not. It's not a
He
fact.
hasn't.
It's not a fact. Jemba would not do well anywhere. He was a rubbish player. I don't know what you were expecting him to do at United. It's not a fact. You guys were saying it's a fact. It's not a fact. It can be a
The
record.
same way that
No,
I
no,
heard
hold
from.
on, hold on
No,
now.
but the
I've
same way
allowed you
that
to
I heard.
speak. No, hold on, I've allowed you to speak.
big.
You can say it's on record because of the number of players, African players they've had, but you cannot say it's a fact. When you say it's a fact, you're telling me it's true. So in that case, Onana is going to flop at United.
Or the other guy didn't live up to
Do you believe? Do you think Onana is going to flop at United?
It might.
It's possible. It's possible.
Onana,
God forbid, but
no,
it's
but I
possible.
am saying,
What
okay. Now
expectation
you're
were you
saying.
having for Odionigalo, Abdullah?
Let me,
Let's be real.
Igalo did his job at United.
what job did
He
he
actually
do?
did okay. Like,
He
what
did
are we
his
talking
job.
about?
He
What job
was
did
meant to be a reserve striker, a second striker. He did what he had to do. You weren't expecting more than that from him.
I was expecting more from that because
Was he doing
hype-
more than that? No. That's your own hype.
That's
Okay,
not
it's not footballing hype. What he was doing from other clubs is what he came to United to do. It's not his fault he couldn't do more than that. He did what he could do. So I wouldn't really call him a flop, really. But then the thing is, I don't think Onana is going to. He has that confidence. He has that belief in himself. He's not going to flop. But he's not a Van der Sar. Let's not get it twisted. He's not. What's the other one? Schmeichel. But he will still do okay. But I think that exceptional ability he has of passing with his feet, like as Blue said, number 4, number 6, is what people are going to be talking about all day, every day, all day long when it comes to Onana, when he gets to United. But I don't know how much they're going to get him for. Maybe 50, 60 million.
55, and Inter Milan want 50 plus 5 add-ons, which United is going to pay.
Oh, okay. So that brings me to, I don't know why Chelsea didn't get him and say you can have Lukaku. We have.
No, there was a problem with it because There was a 3-in-1 deal for Onana, Lukaku, and I think Trevor Chalobah. So Inter Milan hype up the deal for Onana for 60 million. Chelsea said no. They will
No,
only
actually,
pay
they actually wanted 80 million for
80
Onana.
million, but Chelsea said no. So
80.
Chelsea have to work. They just have to work away.
No,
And
that's not
the
a
way they were
80.
pricing
They
out. They were pricing
wanted
out.
80. Like
Yeah.
me and Abdul have talked about this. Anytime
Yes,
Chelsea
because
comes
Inter
to the
this is
table,
what Inter Milan was
just
doing.
start putting
Because
prices like this.
Inter Milan wanted Lukaku badly, but Chelsea said no because of the money Inter Milan. Like Chelsea said, either you give us obligation for Lukaku, we don't want option. So they want Trevor Chalobah and Lukaku, while Chelsea want Onana. But the amount of money Inter giving Chelsea for now, Chelsea have to just say, hey, excuse me, no, we are walking away. That was the reason we didn't get
I mean, to be honest, those things are reports, but we don't know if Chelsea will really.
So how much is United getting him for?
55.
55 million.
If they get it for 50, why? I just don't know why we just didn't do a straight, what do you call it? Straight swap with them.
Straight swap.
I don't know.
I think we've talked about this. Anytime Chelsea comes to the table, people put price and they just bully them out of the deal all the time. It's just crazy the prices they were calling. I'm like 80 million for this guy. It's not worth it in my opinion. I mean, let me just say my own take real quick, Abdul. This guy, I think Manchester United are swapping a good shot stopper for someone that's comfortable playing from the back. A lot of things that's gonna come with this guy is a lot of people will start hyping his ball playing skills, but if you actually look at his goalkeeping skills, I think it's an average goalkeeper.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's an average goalkeeper. I don't think he's an an elite level like Alisson. Nah, I think he's average. But his ball playing skills is gonna like overshadow like whatever average average goalkeeping skills he has. So United.
You know what's gonna funny?
It just depends on what the coach wants.
You know what's gonna funny? You know what is called highlight reel. EPL will do that to you. They will expose your ass. Because Onana, in terms of his faith, very good. But when it comes to shot stopping, you know those highlights they do on TikTok, they will expose this.
No, but after
Abdullah, the thing is, the game is evolving. The current game right now, the goalkeeper probably make 4 or 5 saves like in a game. That's the average right now. And if you're making 4 or 5 saves, if you're an average goalkeeper, you should be able to make.
Okay, the problem I'm having with Onana,
but the main point, the main reason why Manchester United are all over this is teams are trying to look for a way to break that press because people will press you. So once they are trying to break that press, you have a goalkeeper that's very comfortable with ball at his feet. Then you can break any press. See, when they pass the ball to De Gea, like almost every defender around him is panicking. They are trying to like scrabble back, like, oh, let me get in position. Onana, just stay in your position. I'm going to pass the ball out to you. That's the difference they are getting.
And that's huge. Okay, that's huge.
And that is very big in this game, the game we're playing right now. You just stay in your position. You don't need to start trying to give me an angle. Stay in your position, and I will pass the ball to you. And that is the difference they're getting. But out of like a short stopping now, this guy's average. Let's be real. He's average, like short stopping.
No, but let me no.
How do you say how? What like? Then
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Like, you're not gonna see him make all those like world class saves. No, he's not. This guy's average. But passing out from the back and giving you those comforts when they press you, that's why they're getting him. I think he's a good goalkeeper, but I don't think he's someone you should go over the top for.
So, Cruz, Andre Onana to United, David out.
Yeah, for me, I kind of touched him before. I agree with. Sorry, who was just talking? Okay, yeah, I agree 100%. I think he's an average to good goalkeeper, but he's not world class at all. He's not. I don't think he's what United need. I don't think he's what they needed. A lot of their problems with De Gea was, he couldn't play at the back. Well, if you ask United fans, most of it was because of his mistakes. He was making a lot of mistakes. Silly shots was going. If you remember last season, a lot of silly mistakes. Season before, shots parrying in, poor positioning. this guy will give you exactly. It's going to be more of the same. He's not an elite goalkeeper. Like, he will make mistakes. Yes, he can play, but I don't think it outweighs the lack of ability. De Gea was a very able goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping, which is the fundamentals. He's a shot stopper. He can stop the ball going in. But this guy for me it's just a bit all flash. It's like, yeah, okay, in the final he was out of his box and everyone was losing their minds. Like, oh, he's near the halfway line and oh my gosh. But to be honest, the goalkeeper, the fundamentals of the game is to stop the ball going in, man. And this guy, for me, he's not going to command the box. He's not an imposing goalkeeper. He's not commanding in terms of his size or his presence in collecting the ball.
I think he does. He does. I like him for that. He does. He can command his area.
He's better at it than the
He's better than that. He is better. When it comes, see, one thing about Onana that I'm gonna give him credit, when it comes to commanding your area, Andy Onana does that very, very well. He perfects that very well.
In the Premier League, I don't know. For me, in the Premier League, it's very different, man. We'll see.
The
variety of goals are different in
that's the point I was making earlier. That you seeing him, playing with the defenders from the back, it's going to be the highlight of conversations anytime they are talking about Onana next season. That's all United fans will be talking about. How great he is with the passes. He's making this pass, he's making that pass, whatever. But in terms of the fundamentals, which is you stopping the ball from getting into your net, he's not going to do something spectacular that we've not seen before. And he's not even going to do it. And he's not even going to do it.
I disagree with that.
He's not going to be doing it frequently. Like, even if he makes one great save, he's not see. I don't know what he's turned into, but the Onana I know, I don't know what he's going to turn into when he comes to United, but the Onana I know is what I would term as a little bit above average kind of keeper. Which sometimes can be good enough.
Abdul, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Is Edison an elite keeper?
Yeah.
It's super elite.
Why?
If you're blind. Why? Because Edison can make those saves.
That's a fantastic question.
Let me answer it. Ellison can make is what I call a game changer. Okay, a game changer in terms of he can make 2-3 world-class saves for you in a game. He can save you 15 points in a season. He can save you from conceding that last-minute goal from the opposition. He doesn't have the charisma, so maybe that's why Alisson is ahead of him.
No, Alisson is better than him, clearly.
Okay. But then I believe they can divide opinions because Alisson makes a lot of silly mistakes as well.
Every keeper makes mistakes.
Hold on. How many goals? What real question for Abdul? How many goals has Edison conceded for Brazil?
I don't know what you mean conceded for Brazil.
Edison is the number 1 goalkeeper for Brazil, right?
No, it's Alisson Becker. Alisson.
Oh, Alisson. That's right.
No, but
Edison can't even get that jersey yet.
It's not
No, he can't. But sometimes it happens like this. It's just like when Spain had Casillas and Victor Valdez.
Exactly.
They divide opinion. It's like when Cameroon had Thomas Onkono and Anton Bell.
No, but Edison.
What are you going to do?
No. For me, Edison at this point right now is supposed to have toppled Alisson. That's what I was going on.
But the keeping rule doesn't work like that. It doesn't. It's like it's like David Seaman. You know what I mean? Like, he's good. He hardly makes any mistakes, and his experience. Most people will prefer. It's just a matter of preference. Then it's not like you're watching him from a keeper's perspective anymore. It's just most national team coaches would just prefer him.
Fair enough. Let me go to the shot before I come back to talking about this.
Well, Abdullah, let me say something quick before we go. This is a thing about Onana shot stopping. Are we going based off perception, or are we actually going by what the facts tell us? Because if we go by what the facts are telling us since 2019, the facts tell us he's a good shot stopper. He's the second best shot stopper in the Champions League since Alisson. So, what
Can I make this point, Chimere, before you go ahead? Okay, and some people might see through what I'm trying to say is I don't know, maybe I don't know how in depth people's knowledge are when it comes to goalkeeping. You know, shot stopping is the easiest thing for a keeper. Do you know that?
But that's the most important thing. To keep the ball
blocked. Yeah. No. So shot stopping, in my own understanding of keeper, is just to block the ball. Mm-hmm. It's just to block the ball. It's the easiest thing when it comes to the fundamentals of a keeper. Now, when you talk about actually catching the ball is the most difficult thing. But they don't train keepers anymore per se to catch the ball. They train most of them they think shot stopping is enough. Okay, so when people say, "Oh, he's a great shot stopper," I'm thinking you're just blocking the ball. Really, you're pushing the ball away, which they've encouraged and it's overshadowed actually catching the ball. So when people say he's a shot stopper, of course he'll be a good shot stopper. He's above average. He's a top keeper. He'll be a good shot stopper. Kepa is a good shot stopper, isn't he?
Excuse me?
Kepa, no. Kepa is actually a good shot stopper, but he's not good at making saves. Exactly. So that's to tell you how easy it is to be a good shot stopper. But he's not a great. He's below average as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, let me clear the shot. Tayo said AC Milan getting some good deals. Yeah. Tayo also said, "Who will you take Will you take the guy at Chelsea?" Of course, 100% I will.
I'll take him.
Keyman said, "I tell Chelsea fans, get DJ on free, but before you criticize me, let the thought settle." Eddie, Keyman said, "Eddie, they have an issue with the ball retention and the sign mount." Vote for Phil said, "Onana setting up Meche for play assist. We'll be there. We'll be there." Keyman, the way Ten Hag is moving, he will lose the dressing room, but we will see. Vote for your feet. Vote. Keyman said, "Vote to your feet. Are you Blue Eyes Bonner account?" Vote for your feet. Say, what Onana allows you to do is play higher up in the field. It's difficult to break the first line of the press with the hair as your goalkeeper. The hair pressing is clumsy. Also, his kicking is off. BS Gunner said, I got 20 on it. That is a Mendy 2.0. Wait, BS Gunner, is it $20 or 20 euros?
Hey, no, 2.0. He's another reincarnation of Mendy.
If it's Mendy 2.0, I'll take a CO. Thank you, Mr. Gunner.
That's a very suspect statement. I don't like that statement. That's very suspect.
The hair isn't bad goalkeeper. It's just that time have changed, and so the roles of the goalkeeper. Yeah, it has. Vote said the hair always has this brain freeze moment, but it became more apparent that the last season he made the most errors leading to goals as a goalkeeper. I believe
6 errors. Goodness gracious.
Lord have mercy. David, you need to take a break from football. Lord have mercy. Keyman, so Blue Eyes is another better passer than Meche. Blue Eyes don't respond.
I'm not responding. Keyman is on a mission.
I remember when Abdul and Cruz argued about the history of quality of African goalkeepers. Yeah. Don't do this, please. Don't do this.
No.
I think we have Onana, we have Mendy, we have this guy. Is it Ken Kenami? If I'm not mistaken.
No,
I know El Kanami. I know that team. We're very wrong.
Is it El Kanami? Am I right? Is it El Kanami?
No, he's talking about. Is it
what happened?
Khomeini? Is it Khomeini?
Yeah. I think he's from Cameroon. If I'm not mistaken.
He's from Cameroon. He's Cameroon.
Oh, I thought you were talking El Kanami for Niger. Okay.
No. I'm talking about the Cameroon guy. Let me read the chat. His shot stopping is good. Tayo said everyone is way better than Onana. Onana is an average goalkeeper. Rufai was a. Please respect Rufai. Inter broke as offer 23 for Lukaku. Those bastards are broke as niggas, man. Broke as. vote for Faith. I told Abdullah Asmat, Poch love vanilla player. It's not gonna bring in a player like Onana who will challenge him, even if it is
Relax.
It's anyway, relax. Stop, relax. Onana wants Man United because he has a relationship with an Aga. Man U is playing in the UCL. Onana is similar to Ederson. Onana is an overconfident goalkeeper. We'll see. Kieman said Onana has an issue with sticking to his line even when the attacker are close.
No, listen, Abdullah, can I say something about Onana?
Okay.
People are trying to blame Onana and his goalkeeping skills, right? But this is why I always tell people, have a good agent on your side. Look at Onana now going to Man U.
Yep, right.
You see, this is what Abdullah, you remember when I used to say this on your stream? Agents,
having a good agency, yeah.
Have a good guy or good girl on your side. Look now, Onana is going to be a Man U goalkeeper in the next couple of days. So, and then people are still saying, is this guy good enough? Imagine. So it's not about the product sometimes. It's about the process.
People are sleeping on this.
Wait, vote first. If Onana was Latin, the view would have been different.
Of course.
Come on. No, this is huge.
Onana is a black Ederson. Stop.
That's huge.
Stop.
If he's Ederson, then that's a transformational sign.
I thought Ederson is black.
Kieman, he faces Brian Diaz and Giroud over 2 legs. Let's not hype that Champions League one. Ida Blue said, what are you guys saying? Is Andy Onana is the goalkeeper with the most saves, 39, and the most clean sheets, 6 in the Champions League. Onana saves 84% of shots, the highest percentage.
Aiden, thank you.
Wow.
Aiden, thank you.
Oh, Thomas,
that's the facts. That's the facts.
Aiden, wow, thanks for that.
If Cameroon didn't send Onana home, they would have qualified for the knockout stage. Possibly.
No, I think people are sleeping on this.
Oh, you mean for World Cup?
Yeah, for Cameroon. Yeah.
I'm like, you don't understand, bro. This Onana thing, bro. This Onana deal it's huge. Like, people are sleeping on this thing.
No, it's a big deal. I think it's a huge deal, man. I've said it. It's a huge deal. This is why, man, you have to play. Listen, Abdullah, we have to pause here for 1 second. As a football player, right? It's good to know how to play. It's good to be a rarity in your lane. But at the same time, it's also good to be a good business person. And it's key because it means that your trajectory, because trajectory is key. What happens to your next team if you move from one? If you're not going to stay in one team for up to 10 years, what happened when you left? What team did you go to? Trajectory, and that's all part of the business process, Abdullah. Anyways, keep going, my brother.
Yeah, great. Yeah, perfect. So I want to talk about something we need to have a discussion about. Quick,
2 seconds. Abdullah, 2 seconds, please.
Okay.
So, Chimere, my question is to you. So, do you think United might win the league next season because of Onana?
I'll say it like this.
Sorry, I do ask the question. Do you think what?
Onana. I mean, so do you think United will win the league next season?
I'm saying like this.
No, they're not winning the league, but they'll definitely be better. Like, they'll be better off. I think they'll have like more point tally.
It makes me a lot more confident that we can. It makes me a lot more confident
because you've got Onana.
Yeah, because the thing with the hair is like the hair made that one save. You know, it's like you said, Onana will make that one great pass and overshadow everything. The hair will make that one great save in a match, and people will overshadow all the other mistakes he made in that match. You know, the hair there was a time when the hair was winning us points, but to be honest, this year, if you watch this season, he cost us a lot of points in games, and he also cost us against Sevilla. He cost us against Man City in the final. You know, so if you just take the hair out, you put
I understand that, but what I'm saying is Onana the game changer you guys need to win the league? So let's say, for example, if you have an Alisson at his best, you think with this team you can win the league?
Alisson at his best?
Yeah.
If we had Alisson at his best, I think we can win the league, yeah.
Okay, but you can't say that for Onana.
No, I don't think Onana's on Alisson's level.
So that's the point I'm trying to make. So I don't think Onana is the game changer going to United. He's better, like you said. The game really disappointed me last season. Seriously disappointed me. I think that's the worst I've ever seen him play. I think his mind, his head was somewhere else.
No, but you don't come in. One last thing, you don't come in as a goalkeeper, right? You don't come into a league and be the man right away. You grow into it. So if
Peter Cech
Onana,
did it.
who?
Peter Cech did it.
No, but Peter Cech is generational.
Yeah, exactly. And
No,
even with
but
Peter Cech, there was the new team effect. There was the whole new era thing that helped Peter Cech too. Like Peter Cech was the representation of that new era in between the pipes.
But he did it. Van der Sar did it at United.
That's true.
Yeah, but those are rarities. Okay,
how many generational talents?
Yeah.
No, I'm just following the statement you made.
No, but
I'm not saying.
Okay. No, but Abdul, do you know a keeper I like that I think is generational that I've been keeping an eye on that I like? You know, I think he has the potential to be generational. I've just been watching him. This guy from Porto, the Diego Costa guy. I like him. Yes. I like him a lot. In fact, that's a keeper that I would say I want United to sign.
Too early, man. Too early, man.
No, I'm just saying just off of what I've seen. I'm saying he has the potential, just what I've seen, because he can he reminds me of Alisson, just based off what I've seen.
Fair enough. So, built on quick, Antigona.
Oh man, I think United again, man. They got robbed again, man, because they're paying what 60 million for this guy, man.
I'd be like, cut his mic off, please.
What's up with United, man? Always like wanna spend this much money on these players, man, that are not proven, man. I don't get it, man. Like Pogba, 100 million, Di Maria, Sancho, all these guys, man. Like they just keep Martial, they just keep spending money. Anthony, Lord, man, United is the gift that keeps on giving.
Sorry, isn't this guy a PSG fan that played?
He's a Madrid fan, relax.
Madrid. Oh, I thought PSG. Oh.
When this person is not here, relax.
But yeah, Onana, to me, I think he's a good keeper, but I think he's overrated at the same time. I don't think he's as good as the way I see they're propping him to be, because yes, he had a very good UCL run, but let's be real, but this guy had freaking Bastoni in front of him, Barella, and Brozovic.
Barella's not a DM.
I'm talking about in general, he had quality players around him. But all I'm saying though, especially the way Bastoni played that entire UCL campaign. Like, look at that Champions League final. Inter defense was impeccable. So Onana was playing in front of a very good defense, and he's very good with his feet. I'll give him that. But to me, this guy at shot stopping, man, this guy made a lot of errors too. I remember in the Champions League game against Spurs and Ajax, he made so many. He couldn't even make one save, man. One save for Ajax, man. But again, I could be wrong. He's a 10. I mean, look what Ten Hag did with Malacia, Martinez. Those players did very well. So at Manchester United. So maybe Ten Hag, he's a Ten Hag guy. So Ten Hag maybe might improve him. But to me, 60 million for Onana, man, I don't know. I feel like United should have went and got a striker instead, because now I'm pretty sure they're done spending money, because they're saying they don't have any money, which is crazy.
Now we're going for Hojlund from Atalanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So because United, I think need a striker, because Rashford can't bear the load by himself, man. He's gonna need goals. He's gonna need other people to help him, because he can't just keep scoring goals all by himself. He's gonna need.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't say that.
What do you mean?
That problem has been solved, Wilton.
Who's the problem? Mount? Oh my goodness! You have a sick agenda, Blue Eyes, bro. Your guy stopped batting against Norwich, bro. Do not let Norwich.
Relax. Blue Eyes is sick in the head, bro. No
Your guy stopped batting against Norwich like the last couple of seasons, boosted his stats. All of a sudden, I'm supposed to believe this guy's gonna give me 10, 11 goals.
But Vilton, look at this. Vilton, look at it like this. At Mount, right? At Chelsea, Mount was the main creative player when he was at his peak. Now he has another guy to take the pressure off him, and he can just ride and play. You know,
Mount,
don't say that. You said that, I'm just going to get pissed off, Chimere, because you're just telling me what I could have.
Mount was creative.
Could have, would. I don't want that.
I prefer not to respond to that, bro.
Wait, Mount is creative.
I will say this.
Heavily creative.
Let me say this. Blue Eyes, write this down. There will
with the real Mount will be exposed at Manchester United.
No, no. You know what?
You will
Let
see
me
this
say
guy
this
in
too.
short
But let me
shit.
say this too. Let me say
That's
this.
all I'm gonna say. You
I
will
just
see
want to
this
say
guy in short
something.
shit.
Let me say something to K. K, I agree with what you say. I hear what you say. But at the same time, I want you to hear something. This same mount that you personally gave you, I want that to sink in. You threw this boy to the wolves. a bigger team than you that is playing in Champions League decided to throw a red carpet out for him. What do you have to say about that?
Red carpet. You will see.
Blue eyes. I just say it the way I see it. this guy is one of those guys that didn't nail down a spot. I don't see him as an 8. I don't see him as a 10. It's just one of those guys that he's good at counter
Pretty much
pressing,
a
counterbalance
utility
pressing.
man. He's
No,
a
I
utility man.
I think when it comes down to it at Manchester United, because now a lot of people are feeling a Manchester United got to like close the gap, got to like have a title run. Now there'll be spotlight on him. Nobody is thinking. Everyone can see what this guy has done. Ten Hag with his signings. Everyone can see. So now they'll be like, okay, well, what are you about? What can you actually do other than running about like an headless chicken? Let's see what you're about.
Yeah,
And that
he's
is
gonna
where
have to now. There's
that
pressure because
and that is where
at Chelsea he was protected
it
because
was
the fans
protected.
will
A
protect
lot
him.
of fan boys. When this every space on Twitter was like, Mouse, I got tired, but I had to log out. I had to log out every month, man. I'm like, dude, you guys should relax. It's just an average player. Average player. Next season, Blue Eyes, we're gonna see. I'll tell you. I'll say, I told you, Blue Eyes. I told you
No,
so.
hold on, guys. I'm confused. K, I'm confused. Mount was protected. Anybody who is protected, right, normally means that they stunk up the place, but the fans still protected them.
Yes, because it was a
But Mount,
Coban boys, because
no,
he comes
but
from the academy.
hold on. But Mount won. But the same people that protected him gave him Player of the Year 2 seasons in a row.
Like I said, that's because he's from Cobham. He doesn't deserve it. Let's go.
Oh, stop.
He doesn't deserve it. Let's
No,
go.
but by
He
sheer
doesn't.
number, hold on, K. By sheer numbers, he was the. That's why somebody said Mount was our best creative outlet. By sheer numbers, you can. It's a fact. He's GA. I know people hate to hear that phrase. I hate it too, GA. But Mount's GA is in double digits, 20
Yeah,
something.
Norwich City, man. Norwich City.
Blue eyes. Listen. Things will change. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be taking every set piece for Manchester United. It's gonna actually go in and put in the work to get that assist. It's not gonna be their corner kick taker for every set piece. It's gonna actually go and open play. Let's see what you can do. That's
If this guy,
not all this GA from corner kicks and free
okay,
kicks that
man.
they're giving
I'll
to
say
him.
this though: if Mount lights up the Premier League next season, this guy Blue Eye is gonna be unbearable.
No, he won't. He won't. I won't say light it up. He won't light it up, but I think he'll be a good.
This guy
I think
Blue Eye is not gonna be quiet, man. He's just
I
gonna
think he'll
keep
be a
saying,
good.
"Why did we sell this boy? Why did we
Now,
sell this boy?"
now he won't light it up because Bruno will always be the main guy with stats in the midfield. It was Bruno will be the
No,
the
that's
guy.
gonna change. No, Chimere, calm down. Anyways, I don't know your team more than you do. Sorry, I'm not trying to tell you what you're gonna
No,
do, but
what I think
it's gonna
Mount will
change.
do.
That dynamics will change. Trust me.
No, but I like the Mount Bruno Casemiro midfield because it's a midfield where it's a midfield. Yes, it's not a midfield that's like you're gonna tiki taka and possess teams to death, but that midfield has high work rate, man. I like it. That's what you need is in these prem games, man. Not all this tiki taka BS nonsense.
Hey man, listen, when I saw him in that red jersey, man, I'm like, man, nah, wow.
But actually, I like the deal, man. I'm like the deal. People like
Deal,
Wilton
man.
think it's a bad deal, but I like the
No,
deal
it's a
for Mount, man.
fantastic deal for Man U, man. It's a fantastic deal for Man U. This kid is hungry. This kid wants to prove the world wrong. So they got him at the right time. He was under the right flavor. Chai.
No, and he made, and I think he made a smart. I think he made the being an English player and playing for Man U. It can only improve his brand. You know what I
Of
mean?
course,
It can only improve his brand, especially if he plays well and helps Man U win
of
trophies.
course.
You know, because I'll now start going from Mount, the wonder kid of Chelsea, to Mount, the poster boy of England. You know, like that, just like that. So I
But
think he was,
you
I
you
think he
know
was
what
playing
else is
well.
going to happen for you guys? You're going to see Sancho is going to be very relevant for you next season because of Mount.
Because
Watch.
Mount makes those runs on midfield, which Sancho likes.
So,
Anyway,
Blas, let me come to you on this. This has been a very, very long topic, which I wish is here, but it's not here yet. Mbappe and Luis Enrique. Firstly, Mbappe talk because Mbappe has got so many headlines in social media when it comes to how much is he gonna get sold, will he go, will he stay, how much in PSG and everything. The report we are hearing is PSG has already given an ultimatum. 2 weeks, either you decide or we sell you. That's the ultimatum they gave him. And Mbappe has said it. If you do not sell me now, by 2024, I'm gonna go for it to any club I want in world football. So Luis Enrique coming in, what impact do you think it will have on Kylian Mbappe's future and decision making? Let's go ahead, brother.
yeah, this is a very interesting one for me because um it's I think Mbappe has come to another crossroads, but this time around too soon. Too soon because when was the last time he did a big deal with PSG? 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago, yeah.
2 seasons ago. So
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 seasons later, you're back at it again. Something is not right now.
It was actually last year, not 2 years ago. Last year.
It wasn't.
Exactly.
Was it last year?
So it's even a
Yeah, it was
fresher
last
wound.
year. Last year he signed a
Fresher wound.
2-year deal. He's just going to
Exactly.
his second year.
There you go. And now he's looking at moving. The thing is, we know why. We know his intention is good because he needs competition. He needs to win. We get it,
Mm-hmm.
and that shows his ambition. But again, though, career progression and maturity. How does this affect? Does this now that kids are talking about brand? If he leaves PSG tomorrow, does this affect his brand? Can somebody answer that, please?
No, it doesn't.
You sure?
No, it doesn't. It depends on the club, which club he wants to go to, because the brand will always be the brand. Mbappe is a superstar on his own, so the brand will always fall in whatever he goes to.
So people are not going to say that Mbappe didn't win Champions League at PSG.
Not like I said, it depends on the club he's going to when he leave PSG. Because if you're gonna go to a club and maybe like he leave PSG and go to Arsenal, I will question his mentality because I'm not sure
No, that's where I think he should go.
I don't think Arsenal can challenge to win the Champions League or even the Premier League. So,
No, but I think
and if
Mbappe
he goes
should.
to Madrid now, you're upping his brand because you can guarantee Mbappe will win the UCL. That's a guarantee.
How?
In Madrid, that's a guarantee.
How's that a
Because they are
guarantee?
the king of the UCL, they are the king of Champions League. They know
How's
how
that
to
a
win.
guarantee?
Yeah, because they know how to win the league. They know how to win the Champions League, sorry. So Mbappe going there automatically shows, okay, I want to go there and win the UCL. I want to be the main man, the superstar there. So
Hey man, the thing is, Mbappe is looking for where he wants to go be king. He's tired of this whole his role right now is a role of, you know, I think he's too comfortable at PSG, and to keep relevancy of what he's trying to do, he needs to be in a very competitive situation. And it only makes sense for me, if I were his agent, it only makes sense that I lure Mbappe to the EPL. If you're looking for an example of if it will work or not, look at Haaland. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at Haaland. If you're trying to live in the element of doubt, look at Haaland. So it only makes sense if Mbappe ends up at Arsenal I respect again this whole thing about agency because that's a good deal. I think that's what do you call it? Oil and yam deal. Oil and yam. That's a fantastic fit for Mbappe. It's challenging. It's not like he's coming into a situation where it's like going to Bayern to win. No, you're coming into a situation where you have to flip a program because Arsenal is just about there based on what they did last season. You know, just based on what they did last season. Now they want to see the program, the system flip to the next level. And Mbappe is looking for stripes. You're not gonna get stripes at PSG, staying at PSG, Tosin, sorry. Mbappe is looking for stripes. So going to Arsenal right now will be the perfect situation, especially with what Arsenal is trying to build. With Oriza Sativa. You know who Oriza Sativa is now?
Relax, relax, relax.
Go ahead, man.
Cruz, Mbappe future Luis Enrique as the manager. Do you see him changing his mind in terms of telling him what exactly he wants him to do, or do you think Mbappe already knows exactly what he wants? He's just waiting because they already given an ultimatum. 2 weeks, just 2 weeks. You have to sign the deal now, accept that extra contract to 2025, or we sell you. PSG is not going to allow him to go for free next summer. They're not going to allow him. He will rather go this summer, and they are willing to do anything for Kylian Mbappe to leave because they need money for that. So, do you see Enrique as the new manager, being the new manager of PSG, changing his mind, decision, and telling him, okay, give me one more season. If you want to go for free next season, I'm up for you. What do you think? Coach, what do you think, Mbappe? Coach, are you there? Vilton, Mbappe, Enrique. Do you think Enrique can change Mbappe's mind? Because for me, I think Mbappe has already decided where he wants to go to. And I think for me, based on what the rumor we are hearing, I think Mbappe already knows I want to go to this club. Just sell me. And I think it's already publicly said it. He hasn't even replied this publicly said. And I think the situation PSG are right now is how much do they want to sell Mbappe and which club wants to buy him? That's what the problem is right now. How much?
Me personally, man, I think Mbappe is such a diva, man. This guy is such a drama queen, man. Like, it's honestly, to me, it's embarrassing, man. Like, this guy, like, just make a decision already, bro. Like, stop dragging everybody heels out, man. If you leave in PSG, leave. If you're gonna renew your contract, just renew it, bro. Like, I thought Cristiano Ronaldo was a big diva when he came to Madrid, especially after 2013, 2014, where we were renewing his contract. He would always pretend that he's going to leave this and that, but he just wanted more money, and so on like that. Except it didn't work, obviously, the final year when he left us in 2018. He wanted more money, but Perez was like, no, we can't give you a 3 year, 4 year contract when you were like 33 years old because it's the club policy, right? Once you age like at Real Madrid, once you're the age of 30, you only get 2 year contract extension. It's been there. Funny enough, I don't know who they just came up with it too. When the club was founded in 1902, they just came up with that rule where if you're the age of 30 plus, you only get 2 year extension, and it's been there for over 100 years. But what I'm saying though, Ronaldo was always a big diva, man. He was always trying to portray the media, you make us look like a bad guy, this and that, like like pretty much begging us for him to stay, this and that. And I feel like Mbappe is doing the same thing, man. This guy is a diva, man. Last year, I don't know, he said he talked to Perez on WhatsApp. He said he was coming. Then he changed his mind last minute. Now this year, he went to the press and said, I'm not going to renew my contract, which means that if he doesn't renew it, either he has to leave this summer, PSG wants to sell him, or he walks away for free because PSG, I know PSG are, to me, they're a retirement home. They're just a club that just exists for fans, for the fashion. Like if you want to be a superstar, like a star off the field, you go to PSG, man, because the football, it's not that great over there. So PSG obviously trying to show their muscle. They're like, bro, we can't lose arguably the best player in the world or one of the biggest asset in football right now, right? Mbappe, Haaland, Vinicius Jr. Like those are the face of football, right? So PSG are like, we can't lose this guy for free next year. Like, do you know how crazy that is, man? For you bought Mbappe for 165
But
million.
on the problem is how much, because PSG didn't even set a price tag on him yet. They are waiting on his decision, which for me, I think is a very, very
No, PSG don't have no PSG have no leverage at all in this. They can't really set a price tag because let's say Real Madrid is like, okay, we're not gonna buy him, and let's say a Prem team goes for him. I don't think Chelsea or Arsenal, even though they have the money, I don't see Chelsea or Arsenal spending 180 million on just one player or even 200 million. Even
Why
though,
not?
yeah,
Why not?
I don't see it. I don't see Chelsea spending that much money on just
No,
one
not
player.
Chelsea. No, not Chelsea. But a team that is ambitious, like is looking like us. I don't know if
I
I
don't
know
know
Arsenal
because
is.
Arsenal already spent on Rice, Kai Havertz, Temer. Are they willing to spend another 200 million
Why
again?
not? Why
They
not? When
can.
was the
They
last? You
could.
see, no, the thing is, when was the last time Arsenal spent Filton?
No, they spend a lot of money. In the 2015, the 20, the Arteta second season. Arteta spent the second most money after Pep Guardiola. He spent more money than Klopp has at Liverpool.
Yeah, but
Arteta
spend,
spent a lot
but
of money.
but
no,
but
but
It
Vilton,
just
spending
it
40
just
million.
hold on,
undernoticed
hold
because
on, Blair, because
he doesn't make big signing
Vilton,
like
this is
big
me now
signing
talking
like
because
City.
this is me talking when I look at this Mbappe's situation with this PSG, so I'm like, okay, I understand what Mbappe wants to do. I get that he's an ambition guy and everything, but I still look at PSG for me when it comes. I say it a lot. They are a criminal club when it comes to UCL because they don't look like a team that can challenge or win the UCL. And you have a player like Mbappe where he hasn't won. How do I put this word? Mbappe to me look like someone. He has an ambition, but he looks like someone that needs a
But
babysitting.
he looked so happy though last season when he
It's
signed
not
the
even. No, no. It
contract.
look like
He had a
someone.
great
No, it looks
season.
like
I know he
someone
didn't
you
win
have.
the Champions
Milton,
League, but
the way Mbappe looks for me, because when you look at an player that has ambition, that has mentality and everything, Mbappe look like a babysitter player, someone that needs to be babysit before he can play football. And I
you
don't like
think
that.
I
That
don't
in
know
a
if you
player.
do you think what Haaland did this season like is affecting him? Like what he see like everybody's just talking about Haaland. Because let's be real, right? With PSG, right? He hasn't won the Champions League yet with PSG. And at the World Cup, he lost the World Cup final against Messi, right? It's like he's always second best. Like we all know, like he's probably the best player in the world, right? But he's always second best. Like this season, like Haaland might win the Ballon d'Or, right? He has a good shout of winning this, right? And nobody's really the reason why I know Mbappe cares. Remember he said to ESPN that he deserved to win the Ballon d'Or. Remember he said that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. He said I deserve to win the Ballon
Because
d'Or.
one thing I left about
Yeah,
Mbappe is
so
Mbappe will
so
always be Mbappe because he's a superstar. But what
yeah.
I don't like about him is his mentality as a player. As a player, you have to have that mentality that
No, he has a mentality, but I just think he's just a big diva, man. But then again, it could just be his PR. It could be, his mom has a big portion of what he does, right? His mom, I think, is his agent. I correct me if I'm wrong, right?
yeah, his
So
mom, yeah. I agree.
yeah, so his mom is also part of it. But me personally, gut feeling is telling me I think he stays at PSG. And I think PSG losing for free, or they come to the table, come up with this way where they don't lose him for free, where he goes for 120 or 150, 160, whatever how much. Because I know PSG are rich, they have money, but it's just gonna look so bad on you because you bought this guy for what 165, 170 when they bought him from Monaco, and for you to lose him for free, that's a disgrace, man. Like that should not be legal, man. That's just a disgrace, and he's arguably PSG greatest player ever. Like, right? So for you to lose them for free, man, that's just crazy. So I see why. But again, PSG have no leverage on this. They really do, because I don't know. But this is why I don't feel sorry for PSG, Abdullah. They don't want to give him that contract. They
Yep.
didn't remember when we were in debating war with them,
Yep.
and they offered them everything. So they offered him that contract. So PSG, you put yourself in that position where you might lose this guy for free. And like I said, why do people believe what somebody in their mouth said? I've always said this. In the year 2023, give a man a pen and paper, bro. Do not believe what a man say with his mouth, bro. People do not say like they do not hold their words, bro. They just don't. That's why you need contracts, man. Contracts. That's what it's there for. So
So let
please,
me come to Abdul. Abdul,
man.
Mbappe, Luis Enrique. What power does Enrique has to change Mbappe's mind in terms of okay, Mbappe? I know you have just give me one more. Give me this full season. Give me the full Mbappe I want to see, and you can f off. I don't care. Or do you think Mbappe already knows exactly where he wants to go? I don't care. Tell me now, or in January, I can decide which club I want to go to.
I think you'll be doing Luis Enrique a lot of this service if you force Mbappe to remain. Because to me, I believe Mbappe's mind is gone. He doesn't want to be there anymore. He doesn't want to be at PSG. And we'll talk about last season. That's fine because the World Cup was coming on. So he's been able to help Qatar to promote Qatar before and during the World Cup. And I said it, I don't think even Qatar or the owners of PSG have the same appetite for building PSG since the end of the World Cup. So I believe it wouldn't make sense. I think Mbappe now sees himself as a football, what do you call it? It's a football royalty. And he thinks he's outgrown a PSG. He believes his job is done at PSG. Like he's served them enough, which is for until the World Cup. So I think in his head now, all he's dreaming about, the vision he has now is maybe Madrid, and he wants to be. I believe he wants to be the next face of Madrid after Benzema has gone, and that would be a perfect story for him. That would be a perfect story for Madrid. That would be a perfect story for Benzema, knowing that somebody like Mbappe is going to take over from him at Madrid or after he left Madrid. So I think it's a done deal. I believe it's just a matter of they have to come to the negotiation table and see how much they can squeeze off Real Madrid. All the stuff that he has to sign. What does he got to sign again? The ship has sailed. Messi has gone. Neymar is no more at his best. They've dominated the French league. They've tried so hard and have not been able to win the Champions League. No, he can't. He can't. I don't think mentally he can do it anymore. That's the whole point of. That's the whole point. So I think the owners of. I mean, if they were still vested in the French league and in PSG, isn't somebody from Qatar trying to buy another club in the Premier League?
I think so. Yeah.
So why are they trying to? Why are they trying to diverse now? So I think the deal is it's sad to see, but it's almost like the end of the road. And even they have come out to say, "Oh, we're not going to be buying just superstars anymore and star players anymore. We're trying to build. We're trying to have a vision." Yada, yada, yada. So how does the Mbappe? How does that equation connect? They should just try and sell him and get the most they can so that they can move on and like see what they can do in terms of securing personnel. I don't like. There's no reason for it to be messy because Mbappe won the World Cup 4 years ago or so.
But Abdul, this is
So
my thinking. Do you think because the way this Mbappe saga is going, he has to come to an end, whether they like it, whether we like it or not? Something has to give something. Somebody has to give each other something that has to come to an end. And the way I'm looking at Mbappe's things like, I hate the mentality Mbappe is having. I don't like that mentality because if you want to become that best player in world football, you have to be humble when it comes to football. And I think Mbappe is like a babysitter. He needs to be babysit in terms of decision. And that's why Blue always said it. Agent is very important. And I think if you have a very good agent who can direct him to make a better decision, I think he will make the decision. But I think his mom and his dad and everything are the one making the decision when it comes to his contract situation and everything. And it's a little bit, yes, he is 24, but he's making him make a horrendous decision making, which I don't like. I rate Mbappe very highly, but the decision making is kind of.
What do you want? So what do you want Mbappe to do now?
What I wanted him to do is
he's got 1 year.
That contract he signed last season for me. He should have not signed it.
Yeah, so that's the point. You just said it now. You said you don't like how he's behaving, but at the same time, you said he signed a contract last summer, and with all due respect, he believed he was being generous, like he was giving something back to the Qataris. Because of the World Cup, he didn't want to, just leave the club like that. So he sort of like did them. Everybody saw like he did them a favor. Well, that's how I read it. Like he sort of like did them a favor by saying, "I will stay 2 more seasons." So the season is coming to an end, and he says he doesn't want to extend his stay anymore. I think he stayed enough.
In the market now, Abdul, in the market now, how much does Mbappe want, and how much do you think PSG will sell?
No, but he's got just one season left on his contract.
Yes, it does.
Okay, and Real Madrid believes he's the only. They are his only destination. I.e., that's the only place he desires to come. Okay, so they know they are his favorite destination. So
it's already a good personal terms in Madrid already.
Exactly. So they're going to try and play hardball. They're not trying to they're not going to give in. Okay. But I'm still thinking they can still squeeze over 100 million from Madrid for this deal. I believe so. I don't think it's a matter of 40 million or 30 million or what. No. I think they can squeeze out more than 100 million from Madrid. So we're looking at, to me, maybe looking at the current market, I think 150 million is a fair deal. Everybody should be happy and shake hands on that.
150.
But yeah, 150. But I believe, I know Madrid wouldn't want to pay 150. They want to pay something far less, or maybe they want to do something stupid because they would prefer for him to come to Madrid for free.
Yes, exactly.
You get my point? But the player is eager, but that's not how Madrid works. The player is eager and is committed, and if he has to be at PSG for 1 season so that he can go to Madrid, I'm sure he wouldn't mind. I think he's mentally strong enough. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but PSG will be so angry, they'll be ready to, PSG are as stubborn, if not more stubborn than him. They'll be ready to do anything shameless.
Because the PSG president has come out and said, we are not going to lose him for free. We are gonna. If Mbappe doesn't want to sign, he has to go.
Yeah, but what does that he has to go means? Does that mean he has to go to Madrid?
No.
Or just sell him to anybody that offers
sell him to anybody. It means they can sell it to any team. They can sell it to any team.
You see, that's where the problem is going to be, because Mbappe will go, I'm only going to Madrid. And then
Mbappe might say he doesn't want to go to any club than Madrid, then that's a problem.
Yeah. But then the problem is PSG would do something stupid or shameless Arsenal want you and they're ready to pay 150 million. So we're selling you to Arsenal, either you like it or not. Them kind of moves. So that's where the problem is going to be. who they want to sell him to will be different to where he wants to go.
Yeah.
So
That's why he wants to, because if he believe if he go on free, he has the power to decide on any club he wants to go to.
exactly. So the thing is that you have to reconcile that, because where he wants to go to is not where PSG would want to sell him to. So that is where the problem is. That's where you have to reconcile. That's where you have to negotiate. Because certainly I'm not saying Madrid are not going to pay a high transfer fee for him. But I can almost guarantee you now that Madrid will not pay what PSG are going to ask for. So if PSG asks for, bring 150 or 180, Madrid are going to go like, we're going to give you 80. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or they might say, okay, you want 150. Okay, we'll give you 90 and two players from one from our academy, one from the bench. You know what I mean? They will not negotiate from a desperate position. They will negotiate as if, um,
But do
like
you
they have
think?
the upper
Do
hand.
you think before we run up? Do you think Enrique has the bargaining power to convince Mbappe and tell him, "Give me one more season, then whatever happens next season,
It's
I don't."
beyond. It's beyond Enrique.
Hmm.
It's beyond Enrique. Enrique is just starting.
Yeah.
So he's not going to like convince any. The only thing that Enrique might do is Enrique might he might employ the psychology of the whole scenario, where he will sort of like build the team in a mentality, or of a mentality of we are all equals. We don't want any superstar. You know what I mean? So, or he'll approach it like, he doesn't want a superstar. So he's going to take advantage of the psychology and maybe like try and spin it to his own advantage to impose his own authority. But I think in terms of negotiation, I think he's bigger than him, because he's new to the organization and he's just got to the organization. So it's not a matter of what Luis Enrique wants. So I think it's more or less between the three parties now: Madrid, PSG, and Mbappe.
Yeah, fair enough. Really appreciate you guys for today. We're gonna be talking more about it, possibly to hear some good news, but hopefully, let's see. Mbappe saga, the lot of news about this stuff and everything. But we'll see. Premier League is gonna be interesting because some deals are getting done, some will get done soon. Can Man City get challenged? Possibly. We'll see who's gonna challenge them. We'll see, but it's gonna be interesting to see. Like David, smash the African like button, get African likes up, get that likes up, like the vid, subscribe, smash the like button, guys. Have a lovely day, guys. Peace. God bless.
Peace, peace, everyone.